Welcome to the Tom Barnard Podcast, brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant Personal Injury Lawyers at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com with
co-host Kristyn Burtt,
Alex Barnard Rasmussen,
Andy Barnard,
and Kristyn Burtt.
And Kristyn Burtt. What do you think of that?
All right, so quickly before we get started with Kristyn Burtt, entertainment news, which is brought to you by North American Banking Company.
Yes, it is.
Is it nabanco.com?
I'm going to read in a second here.
The reason we started a little bit late is because of what happened this morning, which I will show on stream right now.
Oh, no.
How many stitches was it?
3. So
it looks like 3.
Not too bad, but
that is a rite of passage for little boys.
Yeah, look at his shirt.
Fatality.
Wow.
Whatever.
Yeah, those forehead injuries bleed like crazy.
Heads bleed.
Noses and heads. Yep.
Yeah, I was. So Melissa was at work, and I was at home with Colin. And Melissa calls me, and she's like, "Get Colin in the car as quickly as possible, because they said that Ethan fell and hit his head, and he's gonna need stitches." And I'm like, "Oh, good."
Was that school?
He was at school. He's doing like a practice summer preschool-y kind of thing, and yeah, he just tripped and fell right on a block.
I'm guessing he cried.
Yeah, he certainly did.
Okay, when you see him, because he's here today.
Well, not anymore. He's not.
Oh, they leave?
Yeah, they left.
They went to get ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're coming back.
No. Colin's got to go to the doctor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
All sorts.
Okay, the next time you see him, say, "Why do you have lipstick on your forehead?"
Ethan.
Get it?
Yeah.
Well, it take you a while. It take a while to catch on, did you?
I think so.
Well, but he's good though. He was in an aggressive mood this morning. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's fine now.
What?
So, that's too bad. I feel sorry for him, but he seemed to weather the storm all right.
I think so.
Yeah, he did. He really did. Ladies and gentlemen, Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Kristyn Burtt with us. What are you up to?
Sam Neill passed away.
Yeah, you might know him as Dr. Alan Grant.
Oh, Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
How old?
78. The interesting thing about this, and we don't know exactly how he passed away, he was diagnosed a couple years ago with a very rare type of blood cancer, but he remained cancer-free at his death, and his family is saying that is not what killed him.
Really?
It was just something very sudden and unexpected. So I'm sure we'll get more information in the coming days.
He had angioimmunoblastic T-cell lymphoma. Well done.
What does that mean?
But apparently, yeah, he was cancer-free at the time of his death, and he just, died. It's kind of like, what was that politician who just like suddenly dropped dead?
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham, yeah. He was doing fine, and then the next day he was just dead.
And he was only 71, somebody told me.
I thought he was much older. I'm going to be super honest.
I would have thought
that was a
101,
rough
please.
71. I'm not going to lie.
So he was 71.
He was 71, but I thought he was in his 80s.
I would absolutely have believed that he was in his 80s.
Yeah. And I think that, he was on the phone with a friend and said, I don't feel well. The friend recommended that he go to the hospital because he had just been in Ukraine on a long flight, which we know, as you get older, you have to be careful with blood clots and things like that.
Yes, you do.
But he had an interview the next day. I think it was Meet the Press, and he didn't want to miss that. And he said, I'll go after that interview.
Yep.
On Sunday.
Wow.
And so, it's just a great reminder that if you're just feeling off, especially as you get older, just go to the hospital, get it checked out. Because that obviously was the game-changing decision. It's really sad.
Good advice.
You think I could call in a request to all the networks that they shouldn't read death notices of people who are within 36 months of my age?
Great plan.
You guys didn't even look the same age, though. Like, I truly believed that that Lindsey Graham was in his 80s.
Well, he's also been in politics like
that ages
decades
you.
upon decades.
And lots of years, he had heart problems over the years too. So this wasn't a new situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep. Do you think maybe we'll all learn a lesson and politicians can just calm down on all sides?
That'd be nice.
It's not good for their health at all either.
Does
That's
this
the problem.
look like a 71-year-old to you?
Oh my gosh.
He does look a little
Well,
older
you know,
Yeah.
some
Kinda.
people at 60 look like that.
That is
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
you know?
It's
Yep.
so hard. I mean, living in California, I have a warped sense of what
Yeah.
every
Yes.
decade
Yeah.
looks like. And it not even just like, I get it. The plastic surgery is one part of the conversation, but people really do take care of themselves in California in general. And so sometimes I meet people and they're like, oh yeah, I'm 75. And I'm like, I would not have guessed you were a day over 59. You know,
Well,
they're,
yeah,
it
Ronnie
really,
down in Florida, he's in his 90s.
He's in his 90s.
I mean,
You'd
he
never
looks
know.
younger than Lindsey Graham did.
Yeah.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
He
Joe
looks
says
great.
Graham died from an aortic tear.
Ooh.
If that's true, then yeah, that'll get you.
Yeah,
that'll
that
get
is
you real
it.
quick.
What
that is
causes that?
Yeah,
It can be a lot of things. Chronic hypertension is one of them.
Do you think
Oh.
it could happen to a young boy if his sister is choking him to death with her legs?
Okay, first
I
of all,
don't think
that's not
that's
happening at all.
Oh, God. You can't even joke around anymore.
Apparently not.
I
Sad
just,
all
You have to be
about.
choking him pretty hard for it to affect his aorta.
I just
I would
read a
imagine.
little thread about Disney animation and how Little Mermaid that just
Murderer?
had the last.
Little
It was the
Murderer,
last
yeah.
film that had any hand drawings at all.
No way.
Yeah,
I don't
That
believe
came out
that.
the year I was born.
Yeah, there's no way. Because
Little
Winnie the
Mermaid
Pooh.
brought back Disney animation. So I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Well,
did.
there's one very well known one. Thought it was like Little Mermaid. I thought.
Lilo and Stitch
was-
was hand drawn, and that was much later.
Yeah.
So
They used to have like 750 artists drawing every single cell.
Well, here's the thing, Mom. Just because you read it on the internet
That's
doesn't
true.
mean it's true.
Yeah, it says right here, Winnie the Pooh, released in 2011, was Disney's last traditional hand drawn.
Yeah.
Although some people refer to the Princess and the Frog as the studio's return to form, and then they
Yeah,
did the Winnie the Pooh.
I was going to say Winnie the Pooh because I knew that was, I think that's the last theatrical released movie to be hand drawn.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad. It's
Yeah.
15 years ago, and they're just not doing it ever again. I don't think it's not coming back.
But Little Mermaid was historic for the studio for bringing back hand-drawn animation in terms of like, and bringing back animated films for Disney. That was like their
Yeah.
big return.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like the silver age of Disney when they
That was
started
great.
releasing all of a sudden it was like Aladdin and Hercules and
Yeah, I
all
was going to
those.
say all of those. That was such a
Mhm.
big deal when those were released.
That
Yep.
was a great movie. The music was so good.
Mhm.
Indeed.
No.
I do have to ask you because I just now we're talking about all these people dying, or at least 2 in the last 24 hours. Do you ever run into Jack Nicholson?
Just running.
Because I know
No.
he's in hiding.
Jack did come out for a Lakers game this year.
Did he
But
really?
Yes. And so he's not seen very much compared to what, I mean, we used
No.
to see him out and about all of the time. About
Right.
10, 12 years ago. I'm like, I have such a warped sense of time, but it's probably 10 to 15 years ago now because I'm
Right.
like, we're only 7 years out from the pandemic at this point.
Yeah.
But he does have some dementia, so I think that he doesn't go out as much
Yep.
anymore. And I think he's in his early 90s, if I'm correct.
He's 89.
89. yep.
Okay,
He
yeah.
just turned 89 in April.
Yeah. He has a son though that looks very much like him.
He does. Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Yes, it's astonishing to see like the similarity. Very I would say very The Shining type of Jack Nicholson if you look at his son.
He has 6 children from 5 different women. So
Yep.
it'll depend on which one of these children.
Ray
you-
Nicholson. Ray Nicholson
Ray,
is the one.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so I tell you what, though, watching him, I don't think I ever saw him in a role I didn't think he did perfectly. He's a great actor.
He's a great actor. And,
Yep.
besides The Shining, I love watching him in Terms of Endearment. He's great in that. He's great in Something's Gotta Give with Diane Keaton, who we lost
Yeah.
last year.
Yep.
So good.
I stole one of his lines. Whenever anybody was annoying me, I'd go, "You can't handle the truth."
That's right.
Oh, God.
A Few Good Men. A Few Good Men. What a
Few
great
Good
movie.
Men. Oh God, yeah. It doesn't sound like he's going to make it a lot longer. He's almost 90 years old and he's not healthy, but
I mean, he
One of-
looked good when we saw him at the game. I mean, he looked like
That's
Jack.
good.
You weren't like, who is that? But he doesn't work anymore because obviously it's just harder for him
Right.
to study his lines and things like that.
Here's a picture I got from Fox News. It's a side by side of Jack and Ray.
oh yeah.
right?
Oh,
You look
wow.
at that look on their face.
Yeah,
Like father, like son.
Yeah.
Even the teeth are the same. Isn't that funny when the teeth are the
Yes.
same genetically?
Yes.
Because we're in an era too where everyone just has veneers, and so
Yep.
but
Right,
so I
that's
like it when
true.
people have their natural teeth. I'm like, look, they have the same teeth.
But it's so nice to see that, he reaches 89, and I never met him, never even talked to him, but I've heard from people that have known him pretty well that he's a hell of a nice guy to his friends.
Yes, you don't want to another person you don't want to ever date, but fun to work with.
Right. Right.
Yeah, he and Angelica Houston had like a long tormented relationship. Yeah, but
Yep.
but if you want to go and work with him, you'll have a great time with him. I mean, we're talking about 70s, 80s, 90s, Jack.
Who was it that he announced to her? I don't remember how he announced it to her, but it might have been Angelica Houston. I'm not sure, or somebody. He said, "So I'm going to have a baby." She said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "I'm going to have a baby." And she said, "I haven't been checked." And he said, "Well, it's not you."
My girlfriends.
Oh,
My summer girlfriend.
well,
Yeah,
pardon me.
that was Angelica Houston talked about that story in her memoir. You can
Oh,
read it
okay.
firsthand. Yeah, and Rebecca Broussard was his mistress. I mean,
hmm
yeah, at the time. So
Yeah, pretty amazing. Just some great, great actors from that era, though. Really good actors.
Yes.
yeah, and he had two children with Rebecca Broussard, Ray and Lorraine. So he has two kids with her.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we were just talking yesterday. I don't even know how it came up, but James Earl Jones' name came up.
Mhm.
And I actually got to meet him once and talk to him a few times. Have you ever met a nicer man than James Earl Jones?
He is a delight. I interviewed him. I want to say somewhere
Oops, we're
around.
losing you.
Kristen's internet's messed up, or her mic anyway. I think your
No.
mic might be
Yeah,
I'm
you're,
here.
problem.
now you're gone.
Problemtastic.
I mean, we can see you, but we can't hear you.
yeah.
There's
Sounds like your mic
nothing-
got disconnected to me.
Nope.
It was going.
You can't handle the truth.
Nothing's changed.
Oh, there,
now
now
you're
you're
back.
back.
You are
Now you're
okay.
back.
I don't know what that was.
back,
I was like,
baby.
I haven't touched anything. But I interviewed James Earl Jones in like 2014.
Well, yeah. Just a great guy, didn't you think?
Yeah, he was very sweet. He was also my commencement speaker at NYU.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
The
Yeah,
only
I
problem-
graduated in a good year. We had James Earl Jones and Ruth
Yeah.
Bader Ginsburg. So we had a Supreme
Ooh.
Court justice.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very fancy.
I always, over the years, because I have a pretty deep voice myself and all the rest of it. Not when James Earl Jones is on, I'll tell you that.
No.
Holy
Yes.
Hannah.
What a
Woo.
deep voice.
Thomas, how are you, Tom? How's everything? It's
So you
like,
just have to go, Luke, I am your father.
Luke. That's right. I forgot about that. But yeah, that was tough for me to watch that special on Jack Nicholson because he's retired and has been for, what did you say, about 13, 14 years?
I think at least, yeah, it's been a while since he's been seen on screen. At least a
'Cause I-
decade.
I was a kid. When I was a little kid, it was Marlon Brando. I just thought Marlon Brando was the greatest of all time. And, for every decade after that, there is somebody. Paul Newman was a great guy. Did you ever deal with him at all?
No, never interviewed him.
He's
Every
been gone
year-
a long time.
Yeah, yes. Every year he would come up to Brainerd, Minnesota, and drive his race car in the race up there every summer.
Is there
I-
still a track up there?
I don't know.
Brainerd International Raceway?
I think that's right. Brainerd
I like his
National-
salad dressing though. Wow, we have
Yes,
his
it is.
Italian
It
salad
is
dressing
good.
in our fridge at all times. It's so good.
And doesn't all of that money go to charity or most of it or something?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It does indeed. But you look at that era, and I promise not to continue on because I know you want to talk about other stuff, but the women and men who starred in movies back then were all so good at it. It was the act. Maybe it was just my age. I was young and watching it, but I was so impressed with all the people we just talked about and several more. The job they did was pretty incredible on screen.
Well, acting has changed too. I mean, back in
Yeah.
that era, people were. I mean, if you go back to even the MGM era where people were cross trained in singing and dancing, but
Right.
everyone went to acting school and became famous. Occasionally, you'd have someone that was like, "I was discovered at a soda shop." But I mean, now it's leaned so heavily, especially if you look at Gen Z and Gen A, it's going to wind up being influencers who rise up through the internet, become famous on TikTok and Instagram, that will wind up to be our next generation of actors. It's just very different.
See, I just got on my watch, got a message from a listener that said, tell the story about Jackie Gleason, Ralph Cramden walking in, and there's his wife putting dinner on the table, and somehow by accident, Jackie Gleason, the actor, bumped the table, and the pork chop fell out of the plate, hit the floor, and split right in half. You remember that?
I don't.
Because obviously it was a piece of wood. It wasn't a real pork chop. So it's broken in half on the floor, and he looks down and goes, Alice, that's overcooked. Which, that's a great ad lib, don't you think?
Yeah.
So good.
I mean, it's so wonderful. Great acting.
One
no
of the
question.
people in the chat says, Tire Carver says the racetrack is still there
Oh, nice.
and that he met Paul Newman at the track.
Oh, God.
For a
Paul
race.
Newman was a great guy.
So there we have it.
Say more. Post more about
Say
that.
more, Tire Carver.
Tire Carver.
Yeah, we don't have Paul Newman. We don't have Robert Redford. I mean, we've
I
lost
know.
some like classic movie star actors, like movie stars,
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, it's a tough road to hoe, no question.
Mhm.
I just really wish that stuff wouldn't happen, but we all go at some point, don't
Yeah.
we?
Well, world keeps turning.
All right, I got to take a quick break. Be right back. Were you injured? You seek Bradshaw and Bryant personal injury lawyers. They'll seek justice on your behalf. It's right there in their theme song, which I will now sing. Just kidding. But well, but I'm not kidding when I say that I've known Mike Bryant for a long time, and I know that he'll do what it takes to get either a resolution you need. Resolution's what it's all about. Visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com or call 320-259-5414 to learn more. There you go. What do you think of that pro deal?
I wanted the singing.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
There's like a full 45-second long version. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you need
Yeah.
someone to... It goes, when you need someone to...
You know and trust.
Yeah.
Someone you know and trust. Yep, that's exactly right.
I need to find the full version so I can play it.
What'd you do today? Well, I heard Tom singing jingles on his show.
I
Yeah.
love jingles. I miss when
I do too,
commercials
actually.
had,
Yeah.
especially as a musical theater kid, I'd be like, ah, like singing all of them, like full throttle. I used to love that.
Full throttle.
Fawn watches this show where the parents that's their job, is they write jingles. I'm like, I want that job.
That would be a great job. That used to be a
Great
very
job.
lucrative job. People
Very
were making
lucrative.
a lot of money being jingle writers.
Barry Manilow was a big jingle writer
Was he?
back in the day. He wrote "I Am Stuck on Band-Aid" because Band-Aid.
He wrote that?
He
No
wrote
way.
that.
Wow.
Who wrote
He
it?
does a whole Barry
Barry
Manilow.
Really?
He does a whole section in his concert too, where he'll sing some of the jingles, and the whole audience is
Oh,
singing
yeah.
along with him.
Yeah.
He did Bandstand. Go and hop in. Bandstand. Bandstand.
I loved that show when I was a kid.
I'm trying to think what
I
else he
did not know that he wrote jingles.
I didn't
Dick
either.
Clark.
Manilow
Oh, speaking
jingles.
of that, she's
Like a good neighbor.
Stay
Wow,
tuned
really?
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and he
Sure.
wrote, and I guess he sang it. You deserve a break,
Break
today.
Oh,
today.
McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yep, at McDonald's. Yep.
I've
Wow.
never even heard that.
He's
Oh.
composed or
Exactly.
sang on other advertising campaigns, including Be a Pepper. Be
I'm
a
a pepper,
pepper,
you're a
drink
pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
See?
Drink
Seiji
Dr.
knew it.
Pepper, don't you know?
You like Dr. Pepper? You
You
hate
hate
it?
it. Dr. Pepper's
The
good.
only soda
Yum.
I like is Sprite.
Sprite?
Right?
That's the only.
Well, I'm guessing you're not
What
allowed
do
to
you
have
got?
too much caffeine.
What do you want?
No.
Oh, speaking of which, Ethan had his first caffeine yesterday
Why?
by
Yeah.
accident.
By
Yeah.
accident.
Good.
Yeah, someone forgot that the Olipop, the cola flavor, has caffeine in it, so he got to drink. He got to drink half of one of those.
Yeah, and he was a little
Delicious.
wound up.
He was a
let's say.
little wound up. It was 1 billion degrees yesterday, and it was
Oh.
Yes,
full
it was.
sun. And he went to the park and he ran around for like 45 minutes in the full sun. Just
Ooh.
didn't even get
Trying to
exhausted.
Burn off that caffeine.
I was standing in the shade, and I'm like, "Can we please go?" And he's like, I'm not ready yet."
He was probably still fueled when he tripped over his block today. Poor
Yeah.
thing.
No, that's just oh god, these kids.
And he already
That's
had
just how he is.
already swam before you.
Yeah,
took him
he
to the
swam
park.
before we went to the park. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Mhm.
Hope he slept well last night.
He actually did not.
That's how Ethan is, though. Like,
Yeah.
he just doesn't have
You
an
know,
off switch.
He woke up at like 5:30.
Ugh.
Yeah. Got him back to bed until 6:30, and then I got him back to be in his room until 7:30 at
Oh
the
boy.
very least. But
Okay, you
Yeah.
guys just drove me down a path, so I need an answer from you, Kristyn Burtt.
Yes.
We're talking about Marlon Brando. We're talking about who are the two other ones we
Paul
mentioned?
Newman, Robert Redford.
Paul Newman, Robert Redford. Who or do you have a few people in mind that would step up and take their place? Are there actors out there now that are that good?
I think the only one, and actually we have a photo of him today. Tom Cruise is probably the only one who's like that big, globally recognized superstar. I don't know if
Yeah.
you pulled it up, Andy.
well, I've noticed a lot of the promos hide his face. I'm guessing that's like a thing in the movie, like this one right here.
No, the
Yeah.
photos are actually out. There's stills
Digger.
from the photo out.
What
Oh, is there? Digger.
Yeah.
It's about he's like an oil baron who's digging for oil. And it's like a comedy, apparently.
Yeah,
Really?
it's a dark comedy, but he's gunning for an Oscar. You should be able to pull up. Just go Digger Tom Cruise. I see a whole bunch of the.
When does that come out?
It comes out in October, so
Oh.
prime time for Oscar fair when they start all of the Oscar campaigns. He plays like the wealthiest
here
man
he
in the
is.
world who says he's the only one who can save humanity. Dark comedy, though. You just have to remember that.
It keeps coming back. I never should have said
You
it.
never should have said dark comedy.
Yeah, I cursed to the earth by saying dark comedy.
Dark
black
comedy.
comedy.
What are you going to do?
All right.
Is
Here
he
it is.
difficult to work with? I heard he's really hard to work
He's
with.
really easy to work with. He's actually,
is he?
Yes, he is weird in real life in terms of like all the Scientology and stuff. But
Yeah,
when you work
yep.
with him on set, everyone I know that's worked with him, my friend's father worked with him on Valkyrie and was like nicest guy, got
Oh,
to know
that's nice to
everybody's
hear.
name from the crew, would have
Excellent.
days of like, hey, I brought in the coffee truck. Today it's ice cream. Tomorrow it's like a pasta truck, like whatever. He was constantly
that's
bringing in
wonderful.
gifts or
Well, that's
massages.
Here's
There
him
he
as
is.
Digger Rockwell.
What?
Yep.
That
Yeah.
doesn't even
It doesn't look anything like him.
Do you know who it looks like?
Oh, geez.
Tell me if you think this is who it looks like. It looks like Craig T. Nelson.
There's actually a picture that I'm going to put up in just a second that looks. I mean, the reason I didn't use this one is because I thought it was Craig T. Nelson.
Oh
this
my
movie.
God. Yeah, it looks just like Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah,
It's
I was
Tom
like,
Cruise.
what is going on here? Let's see. Is it this
Are you
one?
doing a side by side?
I'm going to be doing. Well, you're not going to need a side by side because you're going to know exactly what we
Oh,
we
okay.
mean.
I need to look up Craig
Tom
Nelson.
Cruise. Here we go. You'll know. See it.
That looks like Craig T.
Yeah.
Nelson.
Yeah, it does.
Well,
Yeah.
Google who that is.
Yeah.
I was
Google
like, I don't know
Craig
what
T.
it is,
Nelson.
but it looks just like Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah, I thought it was
kept on
Craig T.
going,
Nelson.
Well, and I was watching the trailer
Oh.
today. This is why everyone's talking about Digger because the trailer came out today, and I kept on thinking, who does he look like? Who does he look like? And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it's Craig T.
Yeah,
Nelson.
it's crazy. For those who don't know, he was in Coach, right?
Coach.
He was
Yes.
like the coach
He
in
was
He
Coach.
was the
Yeah.
coach. Yeah,
Oh,
that was a good show.
Yeah.
He was in Poltergeist. He was the dad in Poltergeist.
Oh, that's
He was?
right.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Listener asked, have we talked about John
Grissetti.
Grissetti?
Josh Grissetti.
Josh, sorry. I
Josh
can't say
Grissetti was on the last season of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh.
He was also a Broadway star and pretty well known TikTok star. He became the head of musical theater out here at Cal State Fullerton, and he sadly committed suicide on Friday.
Oh, God.
44 years old.
Oh,
He
man.
was an amazing person, like amazingly talented, amazingly kind, so generous. In fact, I just was reminiscing about Josh yesterday with a friend. She had taken her daughter who's doing college tours because she wants to be a musical theater major. And it was Josh who took her on the college tour of the musical theater department. They said they had the loveliest day, kind of convinced her to go to Cal State Fullerton. He was rebuilding this program and he's had such a great career. So having his voice there and really advocating for like what Broadway looks like in 2026, because it's not what it looked like in 1990.
Yeah.
Such a loss. And I everybody is so shocked by it. I've met him. I've interviewed him. I think because he was such a presence on TikTok talking about musical theater. And it's one of those situations, check in on people. You may think everything's fine, but you just never know what's going on behind the scenes.
Is there any
that's
any
terrible.
guess on why he did it?
as of right now, everyone I know who knows him very, very well, nobody saw it coming. And that's
Oh,
the scary thing about
Jeez.
depression. That's the scary
Yeah,
thing about
yep.
suicide. You don't know.
No, it's very.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
It's really sad. And the nice thing, the lovely thing about having him out here on the West Coast too was that he was really making the LA theater scene even bigger than it was.
Oh.
So, you know, his presence will be missed. His voice will be missed.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really, really too bad.
It's so
I mean,
sad.
you seem to have the world by the short hairs, and it's still not enough to move forward. That's sad.
No, I know anytime, you know, I think about this because I was very good friends with Steven Twitch Boss. A lot of them will know him from Ellen DeGeneres' show, and So You Think You Can Dance.
Oh yeah, yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was my neighbor. I was friends with him for a decade, and he would have been the last person I would have expected, like last. And I still grapple, as a friend, I still grapple with how. Why?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, why didn't
Yeah.
I see it? I mean, and there were little signs because I worked with him this summer of 2022 on So You Think You Can Dance. Now I can see things in hindsight, but in the moment,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you don't
Yep.
know. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question about that. It's just that's very, very sad. No question about it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, as people know over the years, my father tried to take himself out twice before he finally did die at 60. But you know, you carry that around with you. It's like, oh my God, yeah, whatever.
I think the one thing I always
Oh.
thought about when it at least when it came to my friend Steven, I was like, he had an amazing career. He was the sweetest, kindest, most generous person, a beautiful family, but his pain was so great. It was greater than all of those things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And that's what I've had to reconcile and be like, wow, he must have been in so much pain. So much pain.
Yeah.
But the only problem I have with that, this is your one shot, your one run, and after this, what if I suppose if there's nothing, you wouldn't know it anyway.
It's true.
Yeah.
I suppose.
But
you
I just think
you
of like
wouldn't.
how great that pain has to be because he loved his children with all his heart.
Oh God.
So I don't know.
Well, I mean, as somebody who has very big emotions, it's like as happy as you can be, that's also as sad as you can be, you know? And
Mhm.
for somebody who is, and it's usually people that are really, really nice that are like, have a really hard time in some way because they want to be kind to
Yeah.
spread happiness
Right.
because they know how hard it can be to not feel happy, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. The world is very weird in that way.
Yes.
I kind of tried to move away from most of that stuff because that's all it was when I was a little kid. It's like, oh God.
Well, and I think too, it's listen, the world's been tough for the last 5, 6, 7 years, you know, and I
Yeah.
think for a lot of people, it's gotten harder, and for some people, I think it's hard to manage everything that's going on. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
yeah,
Listener wants to know if Kristyn knows about Television City at Beverly Boulevard and Fairfax Avenue is expected to hit the market. What is
already
that?
on the market, believe it or not. Yeah. So Hackman Capital Partners, just to kind of like give a whole lay of the land on this, they owned 3 major studios: Television City, which is where Dancing with the Stars is, Young
Right.
and the Restless is, formerly the site of The Price is Right, and Let's Make a Deal. Very historic. Sonny and Cher were here, Carol Burnett. So it's right in the smack dab middle of the city by the Grove. They also owned CBS Radford, which is known for Seinfeld. That's over on this side of the hill on the valley. Netflix is buying that studio right now. And then they owned a third studio, Manhattan Beach Studios, which is where like Ally McBeal was filmed. Any of David E. Kelly, you know, any of his
Yeah.
like law
Yep.
practice shows that he did for years. They went into foreclosure. They just totally
Oh.
biffed it on all of their loans, Hackman Capital Partners. So
Wow.
Netflix is buying out CBS Radford at a complete discount because I think Hackman Capital Partners bought it for like $7 billion, and Netflix is buying it for like $400 million. I mean, huge discount.
Huh.
Yeah.
Television City, Rick Caruso, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's a huge
Mhm.
billionaire and landowner here in Los Angeles. He owns the Grove, which is our big outdoor mall. It is already rumored that he is in negotiations to buy Television City, which
Oh,
would allow him
yeah.
to extend some of the Grove into Television City, which I actually think is the best case scenario because this is a historic landmark. So he cannot knock down the sound stages. So they have to
Oh.
remain, which is good. But he can take some of the land, maybe some of the parking lots, and extend the Grove into Television City, which would be a great situation because I'm not sure anyone else would really know what to do with it. And then Manhattan
Well, what would
Beach
you-
Studios. Oh, go ahead.
What would you do with it anyway? Like have little song
You can
and
make
dance
it into
routines?
Businesses. Like some people are
There you
making
go.
it into just like office building because you can't knock down the sound stages, but you can put offices in the sound stages.
Huh.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
but we'd rather keep it as sound stages because it's so historic.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, Manhattan Beach Studios, which is the third studio that they totally stopped paying their mortgage on or their loan on, is going to be bought out, I think, by private equity, and they're going to knock down the building and do housing. So those studios will likely be lost.
Oh, that's too
That
bad.
is too
It
bad,
is, and they're
unfortunately.
newer studios, so they were more state of the art. That's the name of the game.
Wow, our listeners are full of information.
Yeah.
Full of
Uh-oh.
info,
Yeah.
yeah.
Charlie says Paramount might be moving out of California.
Really?
So there are certain states
Really?
suing to stop the merger between Warner Brothers and Paramount. So Paramount is
yeah.
saying, if you're going to sue us, we're going to take Paramount out of California. Now, let me tell you right here and now, you are not going to let Paramount Studios go. That
No.
all those acreage in the middle of Hollywood
Right.
with all of those historic sound stages, you're not going to do it. You're just not. So I think it's an empty threat, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Because also, what are you going to do? You're going to threaten to also like move Warner Brothers out of Los Angeles too. Again,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
can't that won't happen. So
All right, and then another comment was from Fog Upon LA.
Fog
Read that
upon
John Mayer is going to bought the old Jim Henson.
oh, he already did. Yeah. So
Oh, he
we
already
talked about this. I don't know when, but maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago. He bought it a while ago.
Oh.
So the Jim Henson Studios was up for sale because they are moving somewhere else, and they're historic studios. These are the old Chaplin studios, Charlie Chaplin. And then it's where We Are the World was recorded because it wound up being a music studio, and then Jim Henson bought it. And John Mayer and filmmaker McGee, who does all the Charlie's Angels reboot movies, they bought it together and for $44 million.
Oh,
Yep. But that happened a
44
while
million.
ago, probably like 6 or 8 months ago.
oh, so long ago.
Old news.
It is,
I get
but I
you.
know we talked about it because it happened like early at the start of the year because everyone was like,
okay.
who's going to wind up with the Jim Henson Studios? There used to be a huge like stone Kermit the Frog outside the studios. It was so cute.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
came down and everyone was so sad. But
Well, I feel like you could turn that into another tourist attraction and just have, keep on doing some sort of stage production.
they're going to keep it as recording studios because and that's really what it was designed for. It was Charlie Chaplin Studios, and then it was the A&M Music Studios. They recorded We Are the Worlds there. If you saw the We Are the Worlds documentary on Netflix, you'll see it in there. And then Jim Henson Studios, they didn't do like a ton of filming there, but there was a small theater where they would do some productions. It's small. It was never open to the public or anything like Paramount or Universal, that kind of thing.
Okay.
What's amazing about that? Just this morning, I like to hop around and watch different things on different channels and all that type of deal. And somebody had asked, I guess, Jerry Seinfeld if they were ever thinking about getting back together and cutting a couple of new episodes or whatever it is, right? And I watched it and it was very, very interesting, but it did remind me, and it's just, personal deal. There's no question about that. It's just how you see things and whatever. The Seinfeld show I thought was fantastic, except for Jerry Seinfeld. I thought he was not funny in the least.
Yeah.
Oh, he was like the straight man.
Yeah.
I suppose.
He was.
Yeah, that's
Because everyone's the goofiness around him.
Yeah.
Kramer and Elaine and Costanza.
Right.
I learned
stand
something
ya.
interesting.
Damn, great.
ya.
Can't
Great
stand ya.
cast.
I learned something interesting about Seinfeld a couple weeks ago, actually.
Oh, really?
So that famous scene where he's trying to bring the Frogger cabinet across the street,
Yep.
and there's like an overhead shot, and it looks like he's playing Frogger in real life. He's like dodging
Oh,
between
right,
the cars. He's got
yeah.
the arcade cabinet.
Yeah.
And at the end of that scene, a semi truck smashes the cabinet and he has to like leap out of the way.
Jeez.
He actually did that stunt himself.
Oh,
He was like 1 second away from getting hit by a real semi truck.
Woo.
wow.
Yeah,
That's scary.
you would not see that happen today. There is no way. It would be a
Oh,
stunt
God,
man,
no. You're
and they
right.
would hide his face so you don't know it's him, and it would still
I'm
be
surprised they
unconvincing.
didn't do it with the stunt man.
Yeah, no, he did the stunt himself. I was too. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
because I looked it up. I watched the scene, and I was like, that looks like him. I wonder how they did that. It's like, chroma key in, but no, it's a real semi smashing a real cabinet that he was actually holding.
Man. That's laying it alone. But, right there was show. And, it's a different situation from person to person to person. They're like, I just thought everybody on that show was really, really good. And he was kind of okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
I also got to say, I had him on the show once on KQ. Not a good interview. Did you ever interview him?
Who? You guys cut out.
Oh, Seinfeld.
You guys are all frozen.
Oh, dear.
We're all still
Yeah.
frozen again?
Yeah, I think the
What
audio
is
issues are
this?
on your end because everyone in the
Think
chat said
so.
they could still hear me when you guys couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Great.
Are we
Yeah.
back
Thank
now?
you, Xfinity.
I can hear you now, yeah.
Well, I just watching Seinfeld. I watched it way after it was on.
Right,
Um,
right.
I watched it in reruns, and I just every once in a while, one of their lines pops into my head.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
And I remember every time I shake something, right? Elaine,
Elaine.
that was her name.
Salad.
He's like, you've got to shake that up. It was orange juice or something. She says, I'm sick of shaking things up.
Yeah, there
He
you
takes it from her and he starts shaking it like, what is wrong with
See,
you?
now that's funny.
I know,
It was
I
always
know.
the big salad. I just want a big salad. I want a big
Mhm.
salad.
Yeah. No soup for you. Absolutely.
No
There's a
soup.
lot
Yeah,
of
there were
really-
a lot of things
a
that
lot
slid
of
into
good
the
lines.
lexicon. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought
Definitely.
the show was good. I just didn't care for the star of the show. And I didn't hate him or anything. I just thought he was okay.
He's just not a good
Well,
actor, really.
He's not
Yeah.
a great person. Let's be honest. He was
Well,
dating a
he's not.
17-year-old when he was
Yeah.
on the show. A 17-year-old
Ew.
high
know.
school student when he was on the show.
See, I wasn't going to bring that up, but yeah, he is not my kind of guy.
He was
I
almost
interviewed him
40.
once.
Creepy.
Well,
I-
that's before social media, and people didn't really probably
Oh,
know about it.
God.
They kept it out of the press, most likely.
Yeah, and
Thanks
they
for-
didn't announce they were officially dating until she graduated from high school, and then she transferred out to UCLA to go to school, and then
Oh, God.
yeah, I mean it's
And he
really
dumped her.
weird stuff.
Yeah.
No, she
So
dumped him.
good.
Good for her.
You guys saved me because I thought, well, people might get mad at me because there's something about him. I have never liked him, and now you've strengthened my position. I
No,
appreciate
he's
it.
cranky. He's cranky in real life. He's one of those curmudgeons that you're like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was the B&B movie. You like jazz?
Like jazz.
True.
Oh, God. All right. I know you got other things you have to do today.
I'm going to interview Lance Bass in an hour.
Oh my God, Alex! She was the in sync loving person.
I know.
I loved NSYNC.
You
And Lance
sure
Bass
did.
is the best.
He's
Aw,
so
should be
nice. Lance is a
fun.
delight. So I'm looking
Didn't you
forward
meet
to it.
them?
Didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
long time
I
ago.
thought
Yeah,
you
that's
did.
right.
20, yes, 20 something years.
Yeah. What's your
25.
guys' favorite foods?
What's your
Yeah.
guys' favorite
Bye,
food?
bye,
Well,
bye. Bye, bye.
That was in sync. What's you guys' favorite foods? And then
Yeah.
he looked there like, what the hell did
What
she
words,
just say?
What language is she
My
speaking?
friend asked them that.
Yep.
What's
Yeah.
your guys'
She had-
favorite foods?
What's your guys' favorite
She had
foods?
that Minnesotan accent.
Minnesota.
Yeah, it was
Very
a
much
fierce
so.
one.
Oh,
Minnesota.
what the hell?
What's your guys' favorite foods?
All right, we will talk to you on Wednesday.
Wednesday. See you all then.
Thank you,
Bye.
dear.
Bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kristyn Burtt, Entertainment News. I love working with her. How many years now?
A long time.
Almost 14. And so-
14
well,
years.
with
coming up.
her, I mean, still almost 14, but I think she only became a regular like a few months into the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Slacker.
that's probably right. Bob Sansevere brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyer seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Was Sandy actually ready to go?
Looks like
Ready
it.
to go.
There
That'd be
and
the
ready.
first time you've ever been on time.
Oh, once before. Come on.
Once before.
At least two.
Yeah, there you go. So what did you think of that, Bob? Did you hear our
I-
closing with her?
I did not.
we were just talking about the fact that I thought I was rolling the dice, taking a chance, but I loved the Seinfeld show, but I never liked Seinfeld. I liked everybody else on the show, but not him. And I find out now that most people felt that way, that he was just not very good.
Well, I think he admitted he wasn't an actor. And I actually, once you accept that and you watch him, because he's throughout the shows, he's amused. You know, you could watch his face and he's reacting and sometimes he just can't help himself from trying to laugh. But I mean, all the characters, even the side characters, were phenomenal.
Yeah,
Newman was a great character. Newman.
Didn't something weird happen to him? What was his real name?
Wayne McKnight, I think.
Yeah, didn't
Yeah, that's
something weird happen?
Or
to
Wayne
him?
Knight. One of
Kramer.
Wayne Knight.
Weird stuff happened to
You're
Kramer.
thinking
Oh, I'm
probably
thinking
of
Kramer.
Kramer.
Okay.
Wayne Knight. Yeah, that's
What
Newman.
happened to him?
Well,
He like lost his
had,
mind. Didn't he?
Yes.
he had a racist rant.
You went crazy.
Oh, that's right. In the nightclub.
He pulled
yeah.
a Roseanne Barr, I think. Yeah.
No, it was much, much worse than Roseanne Barr. Just like said some off the cuff thing that she didn't even really like understand what she was saying.
He had like an insane.
But he was like, yeah, no, he just started going crazy on
Racist
stage.
Dropping the big end, right?
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
Over and over and over.
Yeah.
Why would you
Didn't
do
go
that?
Well, he addressed it years later.
Yeah.
This was back in like I think the early 2000s when shock comedy was in vogue, and he was trying to be a shock comic.
Oh,
and
that's not a
it
good
did
move.
not go well for, because he wasn't just yelling out the N-word. He was also like calling the audience a bunch of sick mother effers. And,
Oh.
yeah, he was trying to be as edgy as possible, and he
So
went
funny.
way too far.
So
That's
funny.
not a good idea.
Yeah.
God.
Gotta be honest with you, that's not a good
You know,
idea.
you should run things past a couple of
Yeah,
normal
like,
people,
is
maybe.
this a good
before you
idea?
do something like that.
The thing about that is there's a lot of obviously stress and pressure on people like that. Well, I mean, Bob, you were on the KQ Morning Show all those years. You could feel the end of the show coming about probably 2 or 3 years before it even happened.
Well, keep in mind, it came earlier for me than others.
That's
Why? Where'd you go?
Several times. I got fired 5 or 6
By-
times.
By who?
Yeah.
Come on. Are you kidding? Your
I
pal,
didn't fire you.
Scott, what's his puss? The
Scott
GM there.
Jameson?
Yeah.
Oh,
Scott,
he-
what's his puss? That's nice.
Some names you block out, like the guy from the Pioneer Press, Mike, what's his puss?
You know what we
He
should
was
do, Bob?
actually, he was worse than Jameson ever was.
Who was?
This guy at the newspaper. But these are people who get, what's that? Is it the Peter Principle? It's one of those things. They get elevated beyond their
Oh,
abilities.
yes.
And that was the
Well-
case. That was the case in both cases. I mean,
Well, I got to be honest with you. That's the case in radio. Almost everybody I ever worked with in management was terrible.
well, to me, and I'm sure you have a different view, but when Dave left, it the sort of the outside of you, the other compass to the show disappeared.
Yeah, I should have left the same time he did. That would have been a better move.
Well, I mean, you guys I know that you probably banged heads on things, but you got along great in terms
Well,
of
we didn't
what was
bang
best
heads
for the
much. He
show.
and I got along really, really well, as a matter of fact. And
Well, you had a long
Steinmetz was
friendship.
great to me. See, that's the whole problem. When I worked there, when I started there, Steinmetz was there and Dave Hamilton was there, and it was like heaven for 27, 28 years. And I got along with Scott Jameson. I know that he didn't get along with many people, but I got along with them,
Well, he
but-
knew he had to get along with you.
Well, that's probably what it was, I
You
suppose.
were his meal
yeah.
ticket. So
I guess.
it's true.
Smart
And-
enough to know that. Some of them
and-
aren't.
And with Steinmetz, I think Dave probably did some damage control because he's the guy that wanted to throw me under the bus and make me a sacrificial whatever.
He
One of
did?
those things. Yeah, he wanted to get rid of me to placate one of the angry groups, and I had nothing
Why
to
did-
do with it.
Oh.
Well, it's interesting. They never told me that. Thanks for telling me there, folks.
Well, I think they may have said it. Maybe you just you had so many things going on there. It might be one you didn't retain because a
I
lot was
don't-
going on.
I don't ever remember them.
I think it was
telling
with the
me that.
cab drivers. It was me and someone else. They were on a tube.
Oh,
It's like,
Cabby.
oh, we'll get rid of them. Yeah, let's get rid of them. No, Cabby was a whole nother world.
He was. He died.
Yes, he did.
He
I'm
died
sure
very,
he's
very
still
young.
haunting someone.
He's still haunted. He was an interesting guy, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Woo!
Yeah.
You get the feeling that if he didn't think your joke was funny, he'd probably pull a gun and shoot you.
Well,
Yes.
Huh.
And what did he
That's-
do when he left after the morning show? He didn't leave when he was told to leave. He ran to New York to get a job with what's
Howard.
his puss? The other
With Howard, right?
Stern. Yeah, Howard Stern.
Yeah. It's another reason it didn't work.
Yeah. So
Man, what the hell?
you've had a few characters in your time, but to get back to the
Oh.
Seinfeld thing, I
Yes.
do think, there are at least, and there's others, but the two comedians who actually did a decent job of acting were Ray Romano
Mhm.
and now I'm drawing a blank, the King of Queens guy, Kevin James.
Kevin
Oh, yeah.
James.
They
Yep.
actually were pretty good on those shows. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think I thought they actually you could buy that they're acting, but all of them had very strong women co-stars. Like Patricia Heaton was terrific
Mhm.
Yeah.
with Romano, and the parents were phenomenal.
Oh, they were the greatest.
Oh, they were really, really good.
They
Were,
were.
They
were you on the show when
greatest.
she came on a couple of times, Patricia Heaton?
I think I was for at least one of them. Yeah,
And
she was good.
not. She was not very friendly on the phone though.
Really, she's very conservative and straight laced.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very straight laced. That's good. Yeah, so when she was being a jerk, she's just very straight laced. So
Hey, at least she came on, unlike Raquel Welch. Who
yeah,
didn't even make the show. And then Shirley MacLaine talking about our what was it, Tibetan humor?
yeah.
Type
Oh.
of humor. She's
She was another one, Shirley MacLaine.
Shirley
Woohoo!
MacLaine. Yeah, she was out
still
there.
around too, isn't she? She hasn't.
Yeah, I think
kicked yet.
so. She's floating around somewhere. Yeah.
Who's the first one you mentioned again before her?
Well, Heaton and also the King of Queens.
Raquel Welch.
Raquel Welch is the one who didn't come on. She
Okay, she was
yeah.
on. You know, remember why she hung up?
she heard something off air that was said.
No,
Is that what
I
it was? What
introduced
was
her, and as a joke, just to lighten the moment, I said, "What's going on, Rock Baby?" And she
And that
hung
was
up
it.
on us.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That's all it took, huh?
That's
What's going on, Rock Baby? And
That-
she hung up on me.
why?
It was a joke. It was lighthearted, trying to lighten up the moment,
Well,
right?
What it says is she didn't want to do any interviews.
Well, exactly.
So
That's
that's
very
what
true.
that's what it was.
I can't imagine though when you're on like a big hit show and they're just
Yeah.
making you do press,
Well,
and
then
they're
don't
trying
do
to
it.
keep the show alive for as long as possible
Yeah,
because there's so
true.
much money. It must get a little bit like I'm so sick of talking about this show and myself that I just
Yeah, maybe.
mean,
Well,
really.
yeah, I understand that.
yeah.
Well, see, if you were to go back now, obviously, George's parents are both dead now. I think the ones that played him, but that is really the only show that you could go and have a reunion show. I thought for many, many years, decades, that there should have been a reunion show of the Dick Van Dyke Show because
Oh,
that was
God,
they
yes.
lived. They all were alive for a while. Then they all started just dying off because they got too
Yeah.
old.
Dick-
That was a great show.
Dick's 100 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
100 years old. I loved him. I thought he was wonderful in that show.
That show was so ahead of its time
Yes.
because of
Yep.
Carl Reiner, who was the guiding force behind that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was just neighbors and friends and family. It was wonderful to watch, and it was funny.
Yeah, because Reiner produced it, and Jerry Paris, who was the neighbor, was the director of most of the shows. So they all had a hand in it.
I still can't believe his kid Rob Reiner got killed by his kid.
Yep.
Like, what is that?
Oh.
Because it was his son that shot him to death, wasn't it?
Well, no,
Yes.
hacked him to death.
Well, yeah, he didn't shoot him. He did a lot
Oh,
more
he
than
hacked.
that.
I thought he shot him. He
knifed
hacked him.
He
Yeah.
knifed the mom and dad. But see,
Oh,
everyone
God.
around them knew that the kid was had issues,
Right.
and I think maybe he and his wife were in too much denial. They kept thinking they could help him. And
Eee. That's dangerous, man.
Well,
he's one that should have gone the Rosemary Kennedy route. It was
Yeah, there you
Rosemary, right? The lobotomy.
Yes,
think
so,
yes, it
yeah.
was.
Although she was just like bipolar. All she needed was some good meds.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. But
that they
not
didn't
back
have
then.
yet. No, back then it was the lobotomy.
Mhm.
That's very, very true. But yeah, I don't know. That's pretty interesting, all that stuff. I got to believe, though, just being around radio and television my whole life, that being around Hollywood's got to be much worse because this is bad enough. By this, I just mean there are a lot of people.
Okay.
There are a lot of people in
it's been
radio and
fun.
television and newspapers that are not very clear thinkers.
Think of the crazy people in Hollywood at every
That's what I'm
level.
saying.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Yep.
because they all, whatever they do, they wanted something better when they went to Hollywood.
Yeah.
So they settled for a different job that they probably hate. So,
Yeah, I guess. Is there like, or I should say, are there, would there be a top woman and a top guy actor in Hollywood now like there used to be? There was always a top woman and the top man. Is there anything like that anymore?
who would be the top guy that makes the big bucks? I know that now he's not the top guy, but Jason Statham puts out a movie every 6 months.
Jason Statham?
Statham, whatever it is.
Oh.
Something.
Statham, whatever.
So he's not number one because I can't pronounce his name right.
Exactly.
But, I mean, who? Brad Pitt? No. DiCaprio? He comes out with some blockbuster every now and then.
Yeah.
But who would come out with a movie that you would say, I got to watch it? I don't know if there's anyone now.
That's a tough call. You're absolutely right. That's a very tough call.
And women as well. I mean, what woman would be? I mean, Scarlett Johansson was a very hot commodity for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not really sure who would, if somebody, what woman would make a movie that you'd absolutely want to watch nowadays? I don't know if there is one.
Yeah, I don't know.
They don't make too many movies that I have to watch. Really?
Yeah.
That is true. Movies are not as good as they. Well, is that true? Is that wrong in saying that movies aren't as good as they used to be, or are they really not as good as they used to be?
They really aren't, I don't think.
Okay.
There's
I
too
used to
many
love
of them.
going to the movies.
Well, it's hard because movies, it's like it used to be
Special.
a special thing. And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh, you're
true.
going to go to the theater and see
Yep.
this movie. And so, like,
Yeah.
it was, I mean, now it's like there's a new movie out every.
Yeah, Netflix is
12
producing
hours.
them.
It's like-
Everybody's producing a new movie
Yeah,
constantly. And
constantly.
they're basically the same movie over and
Well,
over again.
And
Yeah.
frankly, there aren't many movies that come out in the theater that are better than what you could find on a Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu, any one of them. And some of those series, I love, and I think I told you about this one. I Will Find You. It's on, I think it's Netflix.
We're watching that. We're on.
Yeah.
It's a limited series, right?
Yes,
and
that's why I love it.
We just watched the one where, the second one. So now we're on the third. I don't want to. No spoiler alerts because that one you can't tell people really what's going on.
Well, but I don't think it's a secret what
Yeah.
the premise is, that he's in jail and he thinks he's in
Yeah,
there
it is.
wrongfully, and it goes from there. But it sucks you in from the very first episode.
It
And
does.
you will love it
Yeah.
as you go on. I mean, I power watched it. Took me long because I didn't start watching until 9:00 one night. And I said, I think I'll finish tomorrow, which I did. So I
Yeah.
watched like 3 episodes and watched the next 5 the next day because I love that. It's one of the best things on streaming TV right now.
Is that Harlan Coben?
Yes.
Harlan Coben,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He wrote
Oh,
the book.
I've told you so many.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm throwing books at them.
Way to
I've
go,
told you
throwing
so
books.
many times that you would. There's so many limited series of Harlan Coben books
Yes.
on
He's good.
Netflix.
That's
He's
what we
really
just
good.
were. When we watched that second episode, we were like, look, at, and it says suggested for you
Mhm.
because you watched one and you said you liked
There's
it.
so many.
There's
of
a ton of.
I've
his.
watched
Yeah.
Series.
2 of them.
What was the other
and I
one? Because
like
I'd
them.
watch something else by him if they have that kind of.
Oh,
acting.
I've watched Runaway, I think is what it was called. And then
Runaway.
what was the other one? The
there's
first one.
There's
was
a
really
lot.
good.
You'd be
Mhm.
surprised, Bob. You can
It's
look it up. You'd be surprised
Unbelievable how many. Here, I'll count.
And they
You
all have
just look
different
up
characters,
Harlan.
right? He's
Yeah.
not like a one character throughout every book.
He uses some of the same actors.
Oh, it does.
Sam Worthington
Yeah.
is terrific in this series.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yep.
Okay. 1, 2. Yeah, I've seen Runaway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No,
Okay.
You
I've
got-
lost count. I don't even know. There's so many of them. It's hard to
Yeah.
keep track.
I'll watch anything new with Sam Neill in it.
Sam Neill's good.
Yeah, isn't that sad? He died over the weekend.
Yeah, he did.
So
God,
if you
who
believe
else? A bunch of people died over the weekend.
well, a fella named Lindsey Graham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lindsey Graham died, and he was only 71 years old. I thought he was older than that.
Well, I read about it was a heart issue, but apparently, if you think of like one of the arteries, or it's like it was described as like a hose going to your heart, and the hose wore
Yeah.
down.
The aorta.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the aorta is a very, very high pressure thing, and if that tears, you can be feeling fine to dead in 5 minutes.
But could that have been found if he had regular checkups on his heart, or is that something
Potentially, yeah. There's a very good chance he could have had something like an abdominal aortic aneurysm, or
Yikes.
But often, if they don't have symptoms, you never find them.
Yeah.
So, although it sounds like he was having symptoms and he just was ignoring them. So,
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
somebody told him to go to the doctor, and he said, "I will after XYZ," and then he died before
Right.
that happened.
yeah,
Yep.
no. When you're that age and you're having symptoms like that, it's like, oh, my heart doesn't feel so good or whatever. You go to the doctor.
I think that's what happened with John Goodman too, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
I
guy
think
from
so.
Minneapolis. He had restaurants and all kinds of stuff. Very wealthy guy. He
Yep.
had a bad heart and he just wouldn't take care of it. And
That's
That was
not
it.
Yep,
right.
that's
Well,
Mhm.
yep.
Okay,
Very-
there are 13 Harlan Coben limited series on Netflix.
gosh.
13?
Yep.
oh,
Well,
there we go.
Holy
Yep.
well, he is good.
So
They
there's
are
no
good.
shortage if you like Harlan Coben.
I like limited series because then you're not
Yes.
Yeah,
invested
limited
for like
series, too.
3 or 4 seasons.
I'm trying
This-
to remember the other one that I watched. It was really good. Fool Me
Very-
Once. I
like-
saw that.
I like
Oh, I
that.
think
He
you
has the
like
short titles. I like that.
Oh, I've got another rom-com that we watched.
Okay.
It's called The Perfect Pairing.
You guys.
And
I
it's
know that
about actually, wait, there's
Guys, what is
two of
that?
them. Two of them that we watched.
You guys.
One of them is that some woman works for some wine selling company or something, and she goes to, I think, Australia or maybe New Zealand. One of the two I wasn't paying
Yeah,
attention.
they love 19. Yes.
They went to Australia and
Yes.
she went to visit some vineyard and fell in love with the guy and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Of course.
Was he wearing flannel?
No, well, he's Australian, so
Well,
So he
in
rode a
the-
horse and had an.
In the picture, he is wearing flannel.
Okay.
Oh, well,
they
there you
have
go.
to wear they have to wear flannel.
And then
Men
another
must
one-
wear flannel.
there was another one where the woman went to Vietnam and fell in love with a tour guide, but I don't even remember what it was called. So
Hilarious.
well, we've been watching rom-coms all over the place lately.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
guys
really-
and you guys watch like Hallmark style
Hallmark.
rom-coms.
Well, we also watched 27 Dresses. So that's not
27
Hallmark style.
Dresses.
That's
True.
27 Oh, interesting thing about 27 Dresses that no one listening will care about. So
Right.
about in the middle of the movie, a woman gets one of the women gets a phone call, and her ringtone is from a show called Nick Arcade.
Oh,
Yep, it's when
Nickelodeon.
Mikey. Yep, Nickelodeon Arcade when the
Yep.
character named Mikey is walking around on the map.
Hey,
It goes
Mikey.
dun 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 dun
I
dun.
remember that.
I was like, Nick Arcade reference. That's an interesting one.
I would not have.
So,
noticed
Sandy, I
that.
just learned something. I'm getting
Yeah.
messages on my watch from listeners.
Uh,
They were asking, first of all, he asked me a question that he didn't want me to respond to, was why is Robert De Niro in such a bad mood all the time? Because every time you see him on TV, he's
always
railing
is.
he's always in a bad mood, railing on politics and all that stuff.
crazy
And
bastard.
this young man wanted to know why he's in such a bad mood because he triple checked it. Robert De Niro is worth $500 million.
I'd be
what?
happy every day.
$500 million.
From
lot of
what?
dollars.
And he's crabby every day.
So many dollars.
Well, look that up, Andy. He claims it's right, and it's
I don't see how
$500
that's
million
possible.
in net worth.
He
Yep.
must have made a lot of wise investments.
Yeah, $500 million.
$500 million. He's always in a bad mood.
Well, he's got a restaurant chain. He owns a bunch of properties in New York City, Malibu, and Italy, including hotels.
God.
So he
That's-
invested his money very, very
Some
well.
people are
very
just
well.
never happy.
no,
There's just,
they're just
there's
never
nothing
happy.
that can make them happy. They're
This is
just
why he
can't
hates
do it.
Mondami, because he's going after all that. He wants to take his hotels
Yeah.
away and give them to people.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
He wants to take care of
couldn't happen to a
everything.
nicer guy.
What's the
I gotta do
hotel
a quick-
chain? Oh,
I'm
I'm
going to
sorry.
do a quick spot here. I'll be right back in about 30 seconds. Do you like where you bank? If not, go visit my friends at North American Banking Company. You'll get to talk to real people, not some AI chatbot or having to navigate a phone tree to reach the next available banker. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So, Bob, you and I together aren't even worth $500 million, are we?
No.
Well, you'd be carrying the weight. Somebody says, okay, somebody ripped me the other day because I thought Amy Klobuchar wrote a very nice tribute to Lindsey Graham, right, on Facebook.
Well, that's
And
nice.
I
nice.
said she wrote a very nice tribute and she showed much more class than others from her side of the aisle because they just went after Graham and just, pissed all
Did
over.
they
his
really?
legacy. Yes. So
He's
somebody
dead.
somebody was mad about that and was going nuts about, F you, Bob. And then he goes, you're just what did he say? You're just a a cranky old guy. Why don't you go back and spend or count your millions? And I said, hey, there are months that I'm happy to have hundreds to count.
He has horses.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I have to tell you right there, I'm broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the
Yeah,
money.
any
goes
money
to
I
the
have would
farm.
go to hay. But that's
But I gotta
how
be honest with
crazy
you.
people are. That they
If
think. I don't know what they think.
If
What?
I was worth $500 million, I don't think you'd ever see me without a big smile on my face.
Well,
I couldn't be crabby about
Well,
anything.
think of all the fun stuff you could do with it. Not just like travel, do all that
Right,
kind of stuff,
right.
but just like helping people and
Yep,
doing organizations that would be really fun and helping kids.
I
to-
agree. Helping
know.
people out.
I know
Well,
you
you
could
have
become
to.
like you could just like go around like dropping in on kids' birthdays and giving them a new car. There you go.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
you'd
Or
have to
finding
do
out
that.
that somebody's sick and help them.
You need the write-offs, so you have to give money away.
No,
Yeah.
No, that's true. But I mean, think about that. He lived, like I said, I used to go see him every day on 20th Street and 2nd Avenue taking a walk. That was 40 years ago. But the guy's a great actor. You can't take that away from him. He's obviously a very smart investor. I'd be in a much better mood a lot more than he is. I got to be honest with you.
Like I said, some people, they just can't be happy.
Yeah, I
How many-
guess not.
I'd like to ask him, and there's got to be a rough estimate. How many people walked by and saw him and said, "You talking to me?"
I know.
well, exactly.
I would have gotten so sick of that.
He's
Yeah.
heard it a million times.
Yeah, probably true, especially in New York City.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
I think he still lives in that same place, actually. I think,
I'm sure he has
Maybe-
plenty of houses all over the place.
so,
I'm sure he does.
you effing talking to me. They throw a little more spice in it.
Yeah, a little more. I just really wish because I did love his acting. He's a hell of an actor. You can't take that away from him.
No.
But he's just, every time you see him now, he's just crabby as hell. Who
He's
needs
a
it?
cranky old man.
Yes.
Yeah, he is a
I
crazy.
know, but
old
that
man.
also gets him attention, and
Yeah, I
that's that's
suppose.
probably more important to him than anything is just getting attention.
Yeah, probably true.
Yeah.
So what's going on in the sports world here, Bob? We got any teams to follow? The Twins did win yesterday before the
woohoo.
All-Star
Well,
break.
Actually, they're not doing chat, but here's the Twins. They'll win a couple, you'll get excited, and then they'll
Yep.
just go right back in the turlet,
You're correct.
which is what
Yep.
they do. Now, how about instead of stripping the entire roster at the trade deadline, maybe get some relievers who are young enough to help you going into the future. You're
I
not going
agree.
to, this year you won't salvage, very unlikely, but get some guys because this team with relievers would not be bad in that division.
I agree. You think you're 100% correct there. The relievers are not great.
So do something, and they had relievers.
Yeah.
They had
Yep.
good players that they just stripping it down last year was. That's where a league should come in and say, no, you're not going to do this. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Why don't they do things like that?
Well, sometimes leagues used to do stuff like that where they would not allow a trade to
Right.
happen, but they don't do it anymore because these owners have so much money and so much control. Did you see what that Seattle Seahawks is selling for? Over $9 billion.
$9 billion for a football team.
Yeah. That's
Jesus.
incredible to me.
Well, when
Yeah.
there's some players are making $1 billion, they have $1 billion contract. So it's not surprising, I guess, that a team would be worth that much.
I don't know if anybody's at $1 billion yet.
Yeah, there's
Who?
that baseball player from.
LA.
Otani.
He's got a $1
Ohtani.
billion contract. I believe
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
another. There's a,
Not football, though.
Not
no.
football.
Oh,
No,
there
no.
isn't. I'm surprised.
It's also not $1 billion. It's 700 million.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm-
he's a pop.
So I really don't know how he can survive on
Yeah,
that.
he's not gonna be able
I'm
to
sure he'll
survive.
make it work.
That's
Well,
a lot of money.
he told the owners of the Dodgers, I want to make more than Robert De Niro.
He did.
Good
didn't he?
luck.
Yeah, he did. Well, he did.
Let's
He actually
see.
did say
Well, I-
that.
I think we live in a world where Kim Kardashian is worth a couple of
Oh, I
billion.
think
So,
so.
you know,
God.
it's a sad. It's unbelievable.
List of largest sports contracts. The largest ever is Juan Soto for the New York Mets, $765 million.
Oh my God.
But do you want largest contract or largest per year? Because it's very different.
Largest contract, I guess.
That would be Ronaldo, of course, the football player.
Mhm.
$355 million a year
a year.
For what?
for a $700 million contract for 2 years.
Holy crapola.
Yeah,
See? I'm
an
telling
average
ya.
of $9.5 million per game.
$1 billion used to mean something.
Yeah, I know. At this point,
Yeah, that's true.
Now,
Wow.
now,
oh, the fourth highest. This is something I would not have ever guessed. The fourth most valuable per year contract ever is a guy named Canelo Alvarez, and it's a boxing contract. 2018 to
Boxing.
2023, he was making $73 million a year.
What? I never even heard of
I
him.
didn't think boxing was even a thing anymore, really.
it's
But
still a thing.
It had to be related to all those when they do those pay-per-views, which I still don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
no, this
Spend
was
money
just
on.
like this was not even 8 years ago.
God.
Like, was pay-per-view even did it even exist in 2018?
Oh God, yes, it's been
Oh,
it's
did
been
it?
around for decades.
I've never pay-per-viewed anything in my life.
No, yeah, Tom, you did a few things, didn't you? Some boxing matches, but years and years ago.
Years and years ago. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, when Tyson was around, everybody was interested in boxing.
Well, yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
true.
boxing kind of went
Yep.
by the wayside in like maybe the mid 2000s, late 2000s,
Well,
maybe.
yes, when MMA came along.
That's true. Yeah, MMA
Yeah.
really took
Good
over
point.
it. And then wrestling was when I was a kid, wrestling was the pay-per-view thing.
Yep.
All the wrestling was on pay-per-view, and it was always that
No,
sort of thing.
the top ones still are. They were the first. I think it's like WrestleMania 12,000.
Yeah.
12,000.
I used to love it when Vern Gagne ran wrestling in the state of Minnesota. That was so much fun.
He
used
had
to
some
come in
good
and do the
characters
show.
too, didn't he?
Oh God, yes, he had great. Well, Hawk and Animal. We were just talking about them the other day because I think every time we ever went out to dinner, Catherine got in an argument with with
One
Hawk.
time I argued with Hawk because he was wrong.
Because he was wrong. That's why I argued with him.
Yeah.
No, that part of it, Bob, you got to look at this the same way. Having met all the very famous people that we've known and athletes and actors and all we've been pretty lucky there, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Although, I mean, I've met the good and I've met the bad. You know, in
Oh,
terms
who's
of
the bad?
athletes. Well, I've talked to Chris Carter's at the top of the list.
Yeah,
You know,
you were
and
telling me
actually,
that.
there are NBA players too that didn't want to have. I don't think that Kevin Garnett was a bad guy, but he was allowed to do whatever he wanted, and he'd be maddening after a game where he'd disappear for an hour.
Oh, really?
He'd take a shot. He'd hang in back because he knew he basically knew he'd have people in the media waiting. It was a control thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was a bad person. He just did some not good things in the way he behaved. So I was not a fan of that.
Catherine and I used to run into those guys out at there's a place out in Wayzata. Remember they were out in that big boat and we ran into them and we were talking to them. That was many years ago, though. You don't remember that?
Big boat.
Oh,
Yeah,
Love
they were all
Boat.
in a big boat there, right by
Right.
like I guess a
Talking about
couple.
Alan Almas?
Alan Almas, yeah, the Love Boat. You ran into them when they were on that. They had the two.
They were
Love
on
Boats
that.
out
That's
there.
what it was. There you
Okay.
go. That's what it was. Yes.
But
Yeah, that was an interesting period, no question, no doubt about that. It's
those were the days. We were reminiscing.
yes, there you go. Those were the days. But I just, I don't want to start any big brouhaha or anything, but I got to be honest with you. The Twins do need some bullpen. There's no question about that. They're hanging in there. I still love watching their games, but it's like, once again, and I used to get in tons of trouble about this. I just don't think the ownership cares anymore. Doesn't feel like it.
No, they say that they want to do what's best for the fans, but where? Show it. Don't say it. You have to show that. And the way to show it is beef up that relief core of yours.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole situation. The NBA hasn't been one here since Sid Hartman used to own the Minneapolis Lakers.
I'm sure he did have a piece of it beyond being.
Oh,
the
he
GM.
definitely owned part of that team.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sidney definitely owned part of that team. I'd say this all the time, but I do miss Sidney going over to the deli and hanging out with Sid almost about 2-3 days a week. That was something else. But my favorite Sid story.
Yeah.
Want to hear my favorite Sid story?
There's probably a million of them. But go ahead.
There's a billion of them. But Catherine and I bought a house out in Maple Grove, Minnesota. So we invited everybody to come over and hang around the house, had a little housewarming party and all the rest of it. And Sid had to leave early. So this is just before Christmas, actually. Sid had to run out. He got the call. He had to run out to somewhere and blah, 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 blah. And Catherine's buddy, what are you doing?
I just sent you a photo.
Oh, I'm trying to tell a story here.
It's
She's over there
related to
interrupting.
your
You
story.
hear that? How she's interrupting my story? You hear that, Bob?
No, she's perfect. She does what she wants.
Perfect. Okay. But anyway, there is a great punchline. So Sid leaves early, but a half hour later, Catherine's buddy has to leave. And she goes looking for her coat and she cannot find her coat because Sid took it and wore it. He thought it was his. Remember that?
I remember it being Gelfand.
Oh, it was Gelfand? I thought it was Sid.
Gelfand
It
who
was
took her coat.
Gelfand. That's who it was.
I
Now
know.
we-
I'm like, I'm seeing him. I'm off at the door, and I'm like, bye, bye. And I'm like, poor Gelfand. He's got a coat that's way too big for him. That was my girlfriend's
Please
coat.
consider up to here.
It was Gelfand. You're
And she's
right.
looking for her coat, and she's like, well, there's a camel coat in here, but it's a small little coat. I'm like, oh, there we go. I think he just took your
We got to
coat.
get him on the show again. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah.
Gelfand. I'm surprised that Gelfand's not on a couple of podcasts.
He's on with me
Yeah, he's on.
When, how many days a week?
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should
One
get
day
him
a week.
on. We should get him on again. What a piece of work. That's one thing I do love about people in there. They stand back and observe from a distance, and they come to these conclusions and blah blah blah. About you lean this way or you lean that way or blah. Everybody I know leans one way or the other. I don't hang out with just one type of person. That would be really boring. I mean, Bob, you got friends that are Democrats, Republicans, the whole deal, don't you?
Yes. Oh, well, I mean, you've called my friend Larry the communist. Larry the
Yeah,
communist.
Larry the commie.
He's not as far left as you can go. He actually is probably considered moderate now because of how crazed that party has gotten. And
Whoa.
far left, a lot of them have gone with their progressive wing. But yeah, I mean, and there are people who are friends that I don't even know their affiliation. That said,
yeah,
I mean,
right,
I have one friend that won't talk to me anymore because she's convinced that I voted for Trump and that I support him. And that's the saddest thing, that people would let a friendship or years and years long relationship just dissipate because you didn't vote for who they thought you should vote for.
I know.
Right.
So ridiculous.
I mean, that's what America was found on, that you find a person that you want to support and you support them.
Well,
I just don't understand how people get upset by that.
Well, the thing I don't understand too is it a great idea to have one party in power forever and ever? I mean, that's what corruption just festers in that kind of environment.
true.
Look at Minnesota.
Yeah,
It's
that's
been a
very true.
DFL stronghold in every facet of government for so long, and look at the corruption that is going on
Well,
here.
They built
Right.
the Leering Center,
It's
though,
not even
so that was good.
funny.
okay, I
it
saw
is
this
not.
online earlier today. Bernie Sanders is coming to town to support Peggy Flanagan along
Sure.
with Ilhan Omar and Keith Ellison. What a crew that is.
Boy,
Oh, my
what a
God.
flippin' crew.
So that tells me, I mean, I had already made up my mind on Flanagan, but if she is hanging with that group, my goodness.
Oh,
Yep.
she's terrible.
Yeah.
She's just more of the same. I'm sorry, they've all been in office for all of this time during the most egregious part of the fraud. They had
Yeah.
to know. Department of Human Services were whistleblowing like crazy, and they were just like, we don't care. Shut up. As a matter of fact, we're
Right.
going to go after you. You're the enemy now.
And
Come on.
she was one who, this was funny actually, because when you see it, you just have to laugh. She went after Angie Craig for not being transparent about something. This is a woman who was the governor for how many months when Wall steps aside to run for
Oh,
VP?
right, yeah.
And she
Yep.
knew nothing about it. She's
Right.
either the dumbest politician ever
Yeah.
or she knew everything. So it's
They
one or the
all-
other. Either
they
you knew
all
or you
knew. They
you were
had
too stupid
whistleblowers.
to be in the position you're in. So
Yeah.
which one is it, Peg?
Well, like I said,
Peg.
everybody was telling on them left and right, and nobody cared. And they retaliated against the whistleblowers.
Mhm.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's very true.
Yep.
But, Bob, you and I have talked about this before. I haven't talked about it much on the air, but I look at the people that I know and some of them that I love. They're dear friends of mine. And I've got some people that are way far on the left. I have some people that are way far on the right. I have some people in the middle. I like them all. I really don't believe not one of them is going to change our government in America. Calm down, right?
No, well, it depends on who the person is and if they have the power in the House and the Senate. One person now, I don't think Trump has had that great an impact in terms of changing things, even though he's got the House and the Senate and the Supreme Court. So, but there have been times when that has happened, that there have been big changes. And frankly, in this state, I think there's been big changes with the governor being a Democrat and the Democrats holding the House and the Senate. Not now, but they did, in the last, before this House where it was a tie and nothing got done.
Well, at least we got that hideous flag now because of him.
Yeah.
He's
But it's
just
not racist, so.
he's so
No.
embarrassing. I just don't get it.
Here's this picture that you sent me, by the way. I don't even know what this is.
That Bob sent you?
so-
No, I didn't send anything.
Oh, is that Sid?
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me standing the Stid statue.
Yeah,
at
when we went to
baseball
the
stadium.
game for Father's Day.
They actually have like a glass
Oh,
thing
yeah.
behind that. Behind
Yeah,
you?
I never
Yep.
knew that until
Yep.
I took the photo.
That's
I'm
got to
like,
be new
oh,
or relatively new.
maybe. I'm not
I-
sure.
I love the fact that Sid's like 5 inches taller than me.
Yeah, he's apparently you'd think he was 6'6" based on this statue.
Well, he is on a pedestal. And by the way, it was incredible. That thing he's holding, his tape recorder, he used that almost till
Yeah.
the end. I mean, it's
Yeah, he
something
did.
from the 60s
He
or
did.
70s.
Yeah.
But he loved it. And as a matter of fact, whenever that would get too old, he'd get another one just like it.
Bob, speaking of pictures, did you see the picture of
Of who? I don't know. I didn't care what you said.
Yeah, it's we call it Xfinity.
Yeah.
Very badly.
Yeah, you guys are all frozen as I look at you. Or you're holding the
Great.
same stance. You're not moving.
We're not moving at all now.
Not right now. And ask the people that are listening if they're seeing it. Maybe it's just me. There,
Oh,
now
I'm
you're
sure
moving.
it's-
You got the-
Okay,
No, we're moving. Okay, good.
it's all good now.
I'll complain online.
No, that's not good enough. The picture of Ethan I showed at the beginning of
No.
the show. You have children. Tell me if this looks familiar to you.
Good. Oh,
The forehead
what did
gash.
he do? What did he run into?
He
The
tripped
gash.
and fell on a wood block.
Oh, the poor kid.
Yeah,
Oh,
Is that blood
yep.
all over his shirt?
sure is. That would be his blood all over his shirt.
Oh, the poor kid. How's
Yeah.
he feeling now? Did he get
He's
stitches?
fine now. He got his stitches, and Melissa promised him ice cream, so he's good.
there
to
you
go.
go. He's good to go. No
Oh
question.
my! Oh, that is that going to leave a mark?
We have a feeling it's probably going to leave a small scar.
I
Yeah.
would think.
Well, he's young
How
enough
many
where it won't be
stitches did
very
you
much.
get in your forehead when you were?
100
I
billion.
had so many stitches.
You broke your head open like 4 times. I'm
One,
pretty
two.
sure.
One,
Yeah.
two.
You kept on every winter for like 3 years.
Can you feel them still? Or I mean, are they visible?
My scars.
Yeah.
I don't
one,
notice them.
One is under they shaved off my eyebrow because it's under my eyebrow. So my eyebrow hairs on my right eyebrow on like
So
the
the hair grew
outside of my
back to
eye.
cover it.
They grow weird though. But yeah, generally they grew back semi-normal. And then the other one was like right next to my hairline. I got a rock wedged into my
Oh.
skull.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
I had a dog bite and like
Oh.
hang on to my mouth.
Yeah, you
Oh,
were. You got
Jesus.
messed up pretty
I'm trying
bad.
to
when you were
remember.
little.
Puppy.
I broke my
Yeah.
arm
Yeah, you
and
did
I
break
had
your arm.
surgery. There were pins in, so I had stitches over the pins.
I specifically remember one time, Mom and I went down to the barn to pick you up. We were going somewhere, and you walked out of the door and slipped and just slammed your head right into the stoop. And we were like, "Okay, back to the hospital."
Yeah, there we
Really?
go.
I don't remember that. How
Oh,
old
wow,
was
good.
I?
Well, I wonder why you don't.
You were
It
pretty
erased
little.
your memory.
Oh,
yeah,
I
you
broke,
were maybe 8.
I don't even think she was that old.
Yeah, it was a while.
I broke my arm. I broke my foot.
You broke your foot?
I broke my finger.
I have never broken anything.
Yeah, you never had. Well, I was the one
She
that
was
was
active.
doing all the climbing and jumping
And
and
That's-
acting like a
That's
maniac.
true.
You
Yeah.
never say that. You're coming tomorrow with a cast on your arm.
Yeah.
Well, I've had
exactly.
5
I've
surgeries
never
in the
broken
past
my
5
you've
years.
had many
Yeah,
So, I mean,
surgeries.
I've had my share of medical issues. They just don't involve broken bones.
Bob, can you stay for one more short segment?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
do you
sure,
gotta
sure.
go?
Sure. No
Can you stick
problem.
around for a while?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back in 1 second. This segment is brought to you by Heart of the North Tours, currently offering a trip of a lifetime to Alaska, August 8th through the 19th. Visit heartofthenorthtours.com to book your vacation today. That's a good thing.
Maybe
Don't
we
think.
can get a sponsor that is an ISP that isn't Xfinity. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, there you go.
Because I am, kind of.
It says here, place your gateway or router off the floor, and ours is very close to the floor. I mean, you should put it up.
That's
See if
not
that helps.
at all relevant.
Oh.
Well,
Plugged
have
into
you,
it.
on Sunday, unless I can get them out sooner, Starlink will be installed at my place.
Oh, you're getting Starlink? I wonder how that's going to
Yeah,
be.
'cause
Because
my
if it's
son-
sooner, we might get it. We honestly
Yeah?
might. Because it's
I
Xfinity
can.
just crap.
Well, my son is
mean,
he works from home, and we need better internet. Although I don't know that I haven't been freezing up. I use T-Mobile, and I like it. You know, it's a T-Mobile
Yeah,
little
no,
box.
we do pretty well actually.
We have T-Mobile. We just got T-Mobile fiber internet like 2 months ago.
Oh,
Fiber's nice. I'm guessing, Bob, you don't have fiber. I'm guessing you have 5G.
No, this is just a little box. One of them, I have one that's
Yeah.
bigger in the stand-up, and then the other one is one I travel with whenever I go anywhere on the road, like for
Yeah.
horse shows. So it gives me full internet access. It's terrific.
oh,
So very happy.
I don't know.
So
We
they
like
call
it
the
when
crap
Bob's
anything.
happy.
I thought everything was
I'm generally always happy.
fiber now.
All right, Bob, I have to ask you a question. We got the game coming up. Who's going to win the All-Star game?
The game.
Does anyone care? Do you
Probably
care?
not. That's why I'm asking you. I don't
No,
think
I mean,
people even watch that anymore,
I
do
think
they?
people are more interested in the night before when they have the home run contest
Yes, right.
to see who wins that. Because there was a time before, I mean, basically you could watch games from around the country. It's the only time you would see players from other teams, especially from
Yeah.
the other league, because you never got to see them. And then what was the first one? Was it the Chicago station or the Atlanta station that started doing games, and also WOR in New York did,
Right.
where you
yeah.
can get it too. But I think Chicago and Atlanta were the first to start giving you games from the Braves and the Cubs.
Right.
And that's going back way back. But then everyone, I mean, now you could watch any game if you look for it. It's not that hard to find.
No, it's very true. They're on like 4 different outlets, aren't they? In general.
Yeah, and also you get inundated with all these websites that cover teams. I mean, at one point, the only time you can get stats was you waited till the Sporting News came out with that week's edition so you can take a look at all their
Yeah.
stats. It's amazing where we've come from where we were.
It is very, very true. No question. So anything big coming up in your life these days?
Well, next week we've got the Wright County Fair. That's a big deal.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Your family's big in that, aren't
They
they?
got that, and yeah, I mean, most of the stuff coming up would be horse related, and
It is summer after all.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's also, I mean, okay, let me ask you this: in your home, and I know what it's from. It's from my kids always opening and closing the door. My thermostat's set, and one of them, I'm fine with it being set there now at 68. Got up to 72 yesterday. Overnight, got back to 68. People need to know this because I've talked to Steve Wachowski about it. Your temperature can go up, but it takes an hour for it to move down.
Yep.
If you're trying to get it down. So
Oh,
don't
yeah.
get worried. But also, if it goes up a lot more than what it should be, you might have a problem. Clean
Yeah.
that
No,
up.
we have a smart thermostat that knows when we're not home, and so it just turns everything off. You know, we're not home for 6 hours, so why cool a house for 6 hours? When
I
no
would
one's in it?
override that this week because you will
Yeah.
get home.
Yeah, we got home yesterday, and well, the
Oh,
house was
geez.
76, so it wasn't that hot still. But it took like it probably took 4 or 5 hours to
Yeah,
get down
a-
from 76 to 71.
A
So,
degree
yeah.
an hour is what you pretty much
Yep.
count on. But you need to take off that smart one and make it the stupid one where it stays right at 71.
Yeah,
That's where you
This
want.
week is well. I mean, I don't think we plan on going too many places unless we're just going to be at the pool all week. But now that he's got a massive head wound, can
I
he
would say
swim? Probably not.
Well, you can put a waterproof Band-Aid over it.
Yeah.
Well, plus those
I've had
pool-
plenty of stitches, so
pools
I
are
know.
filled with chlorine. They're good for owies.
It's
Technically
actually
right.
and you put one of those little hats on them, the little bathing
Swim cap.
Yeah, there
swim
you go.
cap.
Well, that probably wouldn't feel very good.
Yeah.
But I've had
Fresh
lots of stitches. I can't even think how many stitches. I'm gonna count. 1, 2, 4,
Counting your
5.
stitches. That's great.
Were you a snitch? Because you know stitches are for
Snitches get
snitches.
stitches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get 'em.
stitches are
10.
for
I think I've had
snitches.
stitches 10 times.
Oh boy.
10, not 10
Really?
stitches. 10 times you've had stitches.
10 different times. Yeah.
Yeah. And they
That's
were
a
all
lot.
within like 10 years of each other, I'm pretty sure.
Probably, yeah.
Mhm.
So
You did
I was
that.
trying
You played. You rocked it as a kid.
Oh yeah,
hit-
I
hit
played
my
hard.
rocks as a kid.
I played real hard.
mhm.
Absolutely.
Well, it's funny now, not then. We had a cat in a tree. Did I ever tell you this story? Mary
Oh,
is
so.
climbing a ladder to try to coax it off. My son Sawyer, who was like 7 or 8 at the time, he's handing me rocks, and I'm trying to throw it to get the cat to maybe hit it.
Did you hit Mary?
No, I hit the tree. Here's what happened. This is what I heard. You can hear it. And then 1, 2, 3 seconds later, it ricocheted off the tree and hit Mary in the forehead.
Oh.
And there's more. We take her to the urgent
Great.
care. And I mean, the story they said was so incredible that it was they knew that I didn't like brutalize her because they had never heard that one. So we then go to Target and we're laughing. It was like Sam's birthday and having a great time. Some woman there called the cops. I had to
Oh my
go. We went
God.
to the Target in Ridgedale. So they go in the car. I had to go to Byerly's. I come back. There's a cop there. Wouldn't let me near the car. And I said, what? Well, he wanted to know what happened to my wife. I said, well, didn't she tell you what happened? Shining a light on the kids because it was like dusk. And they're all little
my
kids. They were scared to death.
God.
And I said,
Oh.
so then the next day I called, was the Minnetonka cops. I called the chief of police because it was outrageous. And I mean, not like I'm trying to pull any kind of a thing, but I knew what he did. He didn't handle it right at all.
Yeah.
'Cause I was on the school or in the city council end, and it was ridiculous. He said, well, he's new. He's got some learning to do. But the best part of all, I complained to Target. I said, you need to have training for your people so they don't just call the cops because someone has a bandage on their head.
Mhm.
And the guy offered me a $15 gift certificate.
Oh, there you
Which I
go.
declined. I said, no, I don't want your gift certificate. I want you to teach your people when they should be looking out. When people are laughing in line, generally there's not an issue. If the woman is like, what's that finger sign you make when you're in distress? If they're giving you a distress sign, that's completely different.
Oh, yeah. I think that.
Yeah.
What is it?
That.
What?
Yeah.
It's like
This?
this, I think.
Never
Yeah,
even heard of
that's
this.
Yeah,
traffic.
that might be it.
That's traffic.
Yeah, this is
yeah.
like a trafficking.
No, whatever it
Like
is,
at the
you know what?
airport, it's in all the
Yeah,
airport
it's in all the
bathrooms.
airport
It's like
bathrooms.
you're supposed
Even
to do
if-
this and then close your fist, and that means like I need help.
Yeah.
But if
Uh.
if it's trafficking or anything else, use that and they won't yell at you for using the trafficking sign if you're in distress.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just I don't know what happened to the cop.
Well, I have a
Hopefully-
question about that. So run that by me again. They were throwing it. What were they throwing? A ball or something?
No, the rock.
Rocks.
The rock
Oh, it
ricocheted
was
off the
a rock,
tree and hit her
okay.
in the head.
And this is where did this happen?
Happened at our house in Orono, and then I took them to the urgent care in Minnetonka, right off of Carlson Parkway, and then we
Right.
went to the Target at Ridgedale, and then I had to go to Byerly's, and the cop showed up between me going from Target to Byerly's.
Why was there a cop called?
The woman called the cop because she thought my wife. She saw the bandage on her head, and there was probably some blood still coming out. I think there was. Like
So she
little
called
leaking
the
out.
cops?
Yeah, she called the cops, and
Well,
that's why
a
I was
little
so
odd,
livid.
isn't it?
Might have
Well,
been
that's what I
somebody
said to
that
the
hated- Might have been somebody
manager.
that hated the KQ show.
Yeah, you never know.
I mean, you really never know.
What do you mean? Everybody loved that, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, we worried about that so much.
Oh, yeah.
How Ethan shows up at school sometimes, just covered in bruises
I
and
know.
gashes.
He looks like he is a battered child.
You
He
said that to
truly
me all the
does.
time. I remember, Mom,
That's
you
nice.
taking me to urgent care or ER or whatever, and you being like, one of these days I'm going to get a call.
Yep.
Yep. When you have an accident-prone child,
Yeah, when
you
your
do worry
file
about
is this big, yeah.
Very true.
Exactly.
It's a good thing it's not school this time of year, and it's a good thing Ethan doesn't go to school and say, "I wish
No,
Dad
this-
would get rid of that bat."
I've
This
heard
happened at school
Yeah.
today. This happened at school.
that was
We
at
practiced
school?
school during the
Oh.
summer.
I've heard
Yep.
that you should never try to get a cat out of the tree, that the cat will figure it out. You
It'll-
should
yeah.
leave it alone.
Mhm.
I'll
Well,
figure it
that's
out
helpful
eventually.
information. 20, 30 years later, thank you.
FYI,
Now you
Bob.
Yeah.
Leave the cat
Okay,
alone.
when we sold the house, one cat was in the ductwork. We actually had to hire someone a week later or 2 weeks
Oh my
later because
God.
we thought he'd come out. He had to cut the cat out
What?
because we knew where the cat was, and he cut into the ductwork to go up and reach in and get it.
Like
How
in
did
your
the
age-
cat get
like-
in there?
Like your HVAC?
Yes. Well, yeah, the HVAC. It
Huh.
because we had like a lower. We had what do we have 3 levels in that house in Orono, and there was one that was like a basement type level. that they were able to get in. It was open in that basement area where he could just climb in.
Well, wouldn't he come out for food
I
eventually?
think.
He was stupid. He was a stupid
Okay.
little cat.
It does sound like a stupid
Yeah,
cat.
sounds very dumb.
There you go.
Melissa tells the story of growing up in like not a farmhouse, but like it was a farmhouse in Crystal, so it wasn't sealed up quite tight, so they'd have mice all the time,
Ugh.
kind of like how we did in Dayton.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what they would do is that they would take off the covers of one of their returns and put the cat in there, and be like, "Go get him," and the cat would come out with a bunch of dead mice.
Oh,
Really?
That's a good kitty.
well,
Yeah,
there
so
you
that-
go.
that's
a- I would-
smart kitty.
That's a smart cat.
I used to gather gather mice in an old bird cage at our house in Dayton. Remember that?
No, I do
I
not.
don't know.
Yeah.
They
I
couldn't get
remember
out.
one time you went out to dinner and you came home and I had like three mice in one of
From
my
the
old
barn?
bird cage. No, from
No,
the
in
house.
the house.
Yeah.
In Dayton?
Oh, yeah.
Whenever you decide to feed the birds
Oh.
outside, as soon as you put bird
Yep.
feed out, you've got mice. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
that's
how it
true.
is.
Yep.
I loved that farm, though. It was a great farm.
That's great.
It was a wonderful spot. No
Now, you
question
mentioned
about it.
when you moved to Maple Grove, was that before or after Dayton? Or was that the Dayton
before.
house?
That was
Before.
Oh, it
before.
was before. Okay.
hmm
Mhm.
Yep, it was before we moved.
I
There's no
technically lived
question.
there, but I don't remember it because
Yeah,
I was
you were
2. I
very
think.
little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
All right, Bob, I got to ask you. We're coming up on it because
Oh.
it's mid-July.
Yep.
Are the Vikings going to be any good this year?
A lot of people would disagree, but I think they're going to be surprisingly good because
Really?
I think offensively
What is
they
the
are
first
going to
name?
have. I think Kyler Murray is going to have a career type. He's never had the talent he has on of these receivers.
Right.
I mean, with Jefferson's going to put up big numbers. Jordan Addison, Jawan Jennings, the running backs. Aaron Jones, if he stays healthy, he is a terrific receiver out of the backfield. And their defense, the defense will be fine. I don't think that's going to be a problem. But I think they could put up. And you know what? What'll happen is Kyler Murray will go sign somewhere else, take him to the Super Bowl like what
Yeah.
happened in Seattle with
Yep.
Darnold.
That's
So,
exactly
yeah, I think they
right.
will have a heck of a year. I'm not saying they win a Super Bowl, but I think they're going to have a really good regular season. But this
Well,
team
see, that's-
historically, good regular season and throw up in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, that's how it always went. But I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty happy where the Twins are now. I don't think they're going to win the World Series. You never know, but they're getting better. So I'm hoping they spend some more money on getting some players and they need 2-3 other players to
Yes,
come on
but
that team.
Here's the key, because the trade deadline, once that hits, and it's not that far off, and they
Right.
start bailing players and getting rid of them like last year, then they're
Right.
done. They're not. They
Yep.
don't care to win. They don't want to win. They're just done.
That's because I don't ride them every day like I did on the KQ morning show.
Oh, that's why they're not. They're not packing it in yet.
Because they were doing so well while you were on the KQ morning show.
Yeah,
Except for
yeah.
that
Really.
like 1 year.
2.
2. Yes, that's right. 2 years.
2.
87 and
two.
89, right?
87 and 91
91. Okay.
when they won the
I
World
just,
Series.
like I said, I like sitting there watching baseball, football. That's my deal. College hockey, and college basketball. I like. I don't really watch professional basketball.
Did you
Um,
watch? Did you watch the Wimbledon final yesterday? The men's.
I did not.
I only
How'd
did because
that
it was on in a restaurant. And hey, the Itai won. I don't know how you can be called Yannick Singer and be an Itai, but I'm taking it.
Yannick Singer and you're
It sounds
Italian?
Greek to me. Yannick.
Well, but I mean,
Weird. Yannick the
these days,
Hedgehog?
people from all over go to different countries. It used to be just here, but now they come from all over everywhere.
That's
And,
true.
and he beat a German fella who looked like if you put the Gestapo uniform on him, he'd fit right in. I mean, he looked like the classic German. So back in the day. And
Back in the day.
I mean, they're down to the Final Four in World Cup. Good for them.
Let's see. Yannick Sinner, not
Sinner.
Singer.
No, it's Sinner. Yeah.
I heard Singer. He was born in Italy.
Yeah. But I mean, he's not, his heritage isn't Italian, is it? Not named like Yannick.
Well, he was born in Italy, but his native language is German. So
Oh.
I'm going to guess he's not 100% Italian.
So we're in northern England or northern Italy. Where did he?
No. Innichen in the northern Italian province of South Tyrol. I don't know.
Well, I know
Something.
France. I mean, there
Tyrol.
are the Alps, and France is on the other side of the mountains.
Right.
Yeah,
Germany's not on the other side, is it? Did they touch Germany?
I think so.
Mike.
Yeah, he was born in like the very, very top part. He was born in the International Falls of Italy.
Oh, there you
Oh.
go.
So there you go.
He's practically Canadian.
Might as well be.
Hey, Bob, when you grew up, did you have a lot of Italians in your neighborhood?
Before we moved, yeah, even when we moved, but when I lived in a place called South Hackensack, everybody was Italian.
Yeah.
And, my grandparents, everybody was, I mean, they were, like you see on like Everybody Loves Raymond, my grandparents, my uncle, my other uncle. I mean, they had like 3 or 4 houses in a row because that's what you did. Family would live next to family. So
the reason I asked you that, of course, is because I went to Catholic school up until 9th grade, I guess it was. But going over to my Italian friends' houses, they always had the grandparents, the parents, and the kids all living in the same house because it was a poor neighborhood anyway, North Minneapolis. But I had to look it up one day because I went, and I won't use the last name of the family, but I go over and I knock on the door, and I'm probably 10 years old at this time. The grandpa comes to the door. He opens the door and he goes, Tomas. That's the first time anybody ever called me Tomas in my life. And I said, I just came over to see if blah, blah, blah is home. And he said, you want to come in? And I said, well, is he here? He said, no, I asked you want to come in? I said, yeah. And he looks at me and says, questo non è buono. I had to learn what all that meant as a little kid. This is not good. Letting me in their house was not a good thing. I will never forget that. That was a great place to grow up. It was dangerous. Yes, it was. There's no question. A lot of very, very poor people. But there are some great memories from those days, Bob. The Italians are hanging out with the Canadians and Benny Cruchon. And like I said, that one time we went and thought we grabbed a case of torches, and instead it was a case of dynamite. That was Benny Cruchon, who was black, Ronald Cloud, who was Native American, Chucky Gleason, who was Irish, and me. That was the 4 of us.
Okay, did you hold the torches / dynamite like this? Because that would
yes, we did.
I can't believe that they just let cases of dynamite hang out in the world.
Well,
how ridiculous is that?
That was a different time.
Yeah.
No question. But see, I did love that, Bob, learning all those different, like I learned to speak a little Italian because of that family, right?
Did you learn the juicy stuff?
Some of the juicy stuff, yeah. Yep, some of it, no question. But yeah, I just, what's so amazing about that? You're talking 60 years ago, maybe 65 years ago. There were all those different kinds of people. There were Mexicans, black people, Spanish people. There was, Italians, Irish, everybody got along. I don't remember anybody ever battling or arguing about anything. Everybody in my neighborhood got along.
Nobody cared about politics.
You know what? Do you think that was the reason? Because we didn't care about politics at all?
You had other things to care. You had to worry about,
Yeah.
your job and making money and supporting your family.
It's true.
That's what was important, especially for families, all immigrant families. That's what was the most important thing, to take care of your family. And that sometimes meant, like you mentioned, grandparents, cousins.
Yeah.
I mean, one breadwinner might have to take care of a dozen people.
Mm.
Yeah, and that was a great way to grow. I knew, because I was around those people, that I could make it, even though, living in this ghetto in Minneapolis and, you got no future. No, that's not what their message was at all. You work hard enough, you can make it. All the grandparents would tell me that, the fathers and mothers, just hang in there, Tomas. You can get it done. Don't worry about it.
In the ghetto.
That was really nice. In the ghetto.
Well, you had from that, and I had certainly my grandfather and my uncle. I mean, they all worked hard, and that basically became instilled in you. And my grandfather, for a kid, had the greatest job. He worked at a paper mill. Basically, every day I'd see him, he'd give me a stack of comic books because he'd pull the comic books out.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it was an early recycling plant. And but he grabbed the comic books for me and my cousins. So I wish I knew what happened to them. They'd have a little value these days.
Oh, your comic books. Yeah, absolutely.
The Superman, the Archie, pretty much anything you can name. The Richie Rich.
Oh,
All
Richie
good
Rich
stuff.
was huge.
Yeah. Baby
Richie
Huey,
Rich.
one of my favorites.
What was Richie Rich's girlfriend's name again?
Oh, I
Corey
don't
Poor.
remember.
Pori,
Pori Poor, yeah. Richie Rich and Pori Poor.
Corey
Yes.
Poor.
God, what was Richie Rich's name? I mean,
Gloria Glad.
Was it?
Gloria Glad.
Gloria Glad. There
Hey,
you
it
go.
wasn't too
So
far.
Richie
Yeah.
Rich and Gloria Glad. There you have it. All right, Sandy, I know you got to hit the road, but we will talk to
I
you
gotta-
next week.
Yeah. I got a school board meeting this afternoon. Got to get to that there. We're doing it in the
Oh.
afternoon today instead of in the evening,
Fun.
which is, it is fun. It's a good bunch of
Is it?
people. It's a good thing to
Oh,
do. I
good.
enjoy it. I've decided to run again, which I haven't really, this is the first announcement. So
Oh.
it's,
You
I,
heard it here first.
Are you usually
it here
opposed or unopposed?
oh, I'm always opposed.
You
There's always
are.
people that
Oh.
want to run,
Oh.
you know, and they, I've still got signs from last time I ran. I'll just recycle those.
Yeah.
You
So I
and if
got to
people
ask
don't- Yeah. Go ahead.
you before you go. There are all these ads that are running everywhere now for politicians.
Yes, they are.
I don't know who any of these people are.
You're
Was
better
I just
off.
not paying attention the last couple of years, or
You're better off not knowing.
better off not?
Oh,
knowing?
Amy Klobuchar is, you know who Peggy Flanagan and Angie Craig are, right? You know, Tafoya, you worked with her at one point.
Yeah, I mean, I know some of the people, but I don't really. Oh, back in the day, I did. I guess that was a whole different deal. As a matter of fact, it's really kind of funny because Amy Klobuchar, her father and I were friends, but every time I ever got a call from him, he'd be yelling at me about something. You knew him, didn't you? He was a writer for the Star
He
Tribune.
did. Yep, I did. I knew him, but not. I didn't know him the way I knew Sid. Sid, I considered a friend, but I didn't really know Jim that well.
We're far enough away from it. I can tell you now, he never called me when he was sober.
Well, some may argue he never was.
Some
Well,
may
is that a
Not me.
possibility?
I do
Some.
remember though. I think I told you. And Amy was terrific lining it up. When they had the Super Bowl here in 2017, they
Right.
wanted me and Jim to write the stories that appear about the Vikings in the Super Bowl program, and he was far beyond having ability to write. So I went and met with him,
Right.
and he
right.
told me some stories that he repeated a number of times. But I did some stories and just put his byline on it, because out of respect for him,
Yeah.
and make sure he got paid, got some money, and it. But he was very pleasant then. But he, she warned me that he'd wear 2 button-down shirts and like a sweater. So you'd see one shirt buttoned up and the other one buttoned up. And then it was something that he just, because he was in a facility then, but
Yeah.
but she honestly, that's the Amy. I mean, when people talk about the stuff where they badmouth her about, complaining because she ate salad with a comb. I only know my only experience with Amy Klobuchar have been pleasant because that's how I judge people. I don't agree with a lot of her stuff politically, but I saw a side of her. She absolutely loved her dad. And that,
She did.
and that's what I know of her. And that I respect that about her.
Well, her staff doesn't have a lot of love for her. I
No.
know that.
No, and that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
you judge people how you're treated.
Right.
Mhm.
That's
And
true.
she treated me very well. And so we're very
Way to
nice.
do it.
You know what's interesting about that, Bob? And I haven't thought about this in several years, but I talked to Jim probably 3 times a week after he had been, at the bar maybe for a while or whatever. I have run into Amy Klobuchar about probably 10 times. She has never made eye contact with me.
Really?
She knows who I am because I could see her coming, but she has always looked away when I walk past her.
Well, what was the nickname that you had? for
Busty
her?
Amy
Yeah,
Klobuchar.
maybe that had
something to
do with it.
Oh, get a sense of humor for Christ's sake. First of all, you're a politician, and it's not even a real job. I mean, that's the thing about this whole thing. I'm a senator. Yeah. Oh boy. Good for you.
Boy.
Who cares?
Thank you. A lot of people.
Did she ever say, I don't need a sense of humor. I have fun bags. That's
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure. I'm sure
All right,
that's
Bob.
what
See you
happened.
later.
Boy, Bob,
Okay.
it's
Look
time.
at the time.
and I like her. Come on, that's
Yeah.
funny. You know,
I
if
mean,
you
I
didn't
don't
get
dislike her. I just don't know her because she's never made eye contact. I can see her looking at me when she's coming toward me,
yeah.
but by the time she's within, 15 feet, she looks away. She has never looked at me when she's walked past me.
No, I don't know. And by the way, Alec, you would find that funny if you weren't hit in the head so many times as a kid.
Yeah,
It's all those
see?
stitches.
There you
It's
go.
all those stitches.
Rattled your sense of humor. Right.
Did.
Have a
All right,
great
Sandy,
day
we
and
will-
week. All right. Oops,
We
sorry.
will talk to you next week.
You darn tootin'. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bob.
Bye.
Bye.
Bob Sansevere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a break, be right back, and wrap things up. At North American Banking Company, customers get the best of both worlds, the online and mobile banking options of a national bank with the personalized service of a community bank. Go to nabanco.com/Tom to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. It is Tom for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is a place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care focused facility that has a full nursing team always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have never used or relied on any staffing agencies. Wellshire Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. I know them personally, and they are a family-owned local company, conveniently located right in Medina and Bloomington. It's probably where I'll end up, don't you think?
Maybe.
Well, someday
Sounds
I'm going to
lovely.
pop a
We're
bolt.
doing a little tour next Thursday.
Yeah.
This
Yes,
Thursday.
we are.
sorry.
We're doing a tour this Thursday.
Yes.
So you'll find out.
We will find out.
If your loved one is in need of a memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Wellshire. Set up a tour or learn more at wellshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com.
I like how Jude looks like a carcass on the show.
I know, he's just when he's
video.
when he's asleep, he's
He
asleep.
does look like,
I-
he loves
I
to
want to
sleep.
give a little plug
All right.
to a service that I use called Hammer Cycle. They come to your house and fix your bike
Yeah.
and go away.
It's like a house call for bikes.
Go away.
It's wonderful.
That's nice.
And he doesn't charge a lot of money
No,
either.
they
He's
don't.
very, very reasonable. Seems a very nice guy, always on time.
Did he tell you what the problem was?
Okay, so I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I bought two
Mhm.
electric bikes through Costco, priority bikes, and one didn't work. Well, they sent me a whole new front apparatus because that's where the engine is. Is it an engine on it?
It's a motor technically.
Motor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Electric motor.
Motor on, yeah, it's like in the hub of the front wheel. So anyway, they sent a
Huh.
whole new situation because it just was not working, and even an expert couldn't get it to work. So I don't
Right.
feel so bad. But Alex and I sweating our butts off trying to follow the advice
sweat.
of Priority Bicycles, trying to find the problem. So anyway, they sent a brand new wheel. It's all fixed. He did it. He even looked at the other bike just to make sure I didn't
Oh,
mess something
that's
up.
great.
And he also put on a little thing so I can use the dog trailer.
Mm.
And he didn't charge me like any extra for doing all of those things. So he's a very nice guy.
Great.
So if anybody wants to, and really great advice I understand is that at the end of the year, you should get your bicycles tuned up. Not the
Yes.
beginning of the year so much, but at the
Mhm.
end of the year, you should get
Before
them
they
all
go into
tuned up.
storage, yeah.
Dan spends many hours working on bikes in the driveway at the end of fall.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yep.
Before
I
we,
guess that's the best
before he
way.
hangs them up for the winter.
Yeah, because then that way, if you need a new wheel or anything like that, your tires are worn, you get it all done before the spring rush where everybody else does it, and you're ready to
Yeah.
go.
It's a good
So
point.
it's good advice. And yeah, Hammer Cycle. I was like, they come to you. I didn't know this. I could have sent the bike to be put together at his place, and he would have delivered it to us.
Oh.
Well, we know
Wow.
from now on.
I
then.
wish I would have been more clear about that when I
Yeah,
bought the bicycles.
yep.
That would have been an
Mhm.
awesome thing to do.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it
All
was-
right.
yeah,
Any
really good.
closing words from the rest of you?
Now, speaking of plugs, I
Okay.
was on a podcast yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. What was that podcast called?
It's called Phantom Electric Ghost. I
Uh,
meant to ask him why it's called that because it's a very strange name, but I forgot. So we'll never know. It'll be a mystery forever.
Well, he'll
well, what
probably
did you
have
talk
on.
about? What?
So he has actually been doing this podcast since 2016. So he's been doing it for quite some time as well, but it's not his job. He's like a data analyst,
Oh.
IT guy, something.
Okay.
Okay.
Very confusing. But it's about, he started off talking to musicians because he also does music. And then he realized that that's kind of limiting because, just musicians on a podcast. So now he talks to all creative sorts. So musicians, authors, podcasters, actors, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And so we talked about we talked a lot about the impact of AI and technology on creativity and creative works, like
that's good.
that sort of thing. And there's a lot of people who arguably misuse it for things like that. And then we just talked about what it's like to do a podcast for a living rather than as a hobby or that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
And how it's, it's a lot more work than you would think to put together a podcast, because what you see is 2 hours 3 times a week.
Right.
But there's a whole lot more that goes into it than
There
just
is.
these 2 hours 3 times a week.
There definitely is.
There's quite a bit. So I'm going to link to that podcast on Facebook and the description of this episode. If you
Very
are
nice.
somewhere that you can see descriptions, which you most likely are.
So did you score well? Did he like you as a guest?
Score well. I mean, he gave me a 5-star review on Podmatch. So
Oh, there you go.
I can't
Look
be
at
too
you.
upset about
Oh, Margaret posted the link.
it. Yeah, phantomelectricghost.com. He's got his own website and everything.
Oh, and one more plug. So we went to a party yesterday.
Yes, we
at,
did.
a friend's house, William Humphreys.
Oh, you did go to the party.
We did
Yep.
go to the
Well,
party.
yes, they did. They did eventually.
We did go to the party,
Okay.
and they were okay. So William Humphreys is Chris Humphrey, the basketball guy, Humphreys, basketball dad, and they are involved in a bunch of franchises. One of them is Dave's Hot Chicken.
Right.
Oh,
And they
I
were
bought one of those
serving-
earlier today.
They
Oh,
were
there you go.
serving that at the party. So Tom, you had your
Mhm.
first Dave's Hot Chicken sandwich,
Yep, it was great.
and 5-star review on Dave's Hot Chicken.
You like
If
Dave's Hot
anybody's had
Chicken?
it, it's delicious.
Well, that's we should have him on as a member. Maybe we should have he and his wife both on.
I don't know if Krista has anything to do with it, but maybe.
But
We should have him and his sister on.
No, that's
Riot.
what this is. Yeah,
Okay, so this whole weekend was basically a Humphreys weekend.
It was.
it was a Humphreys weekend. Yes, it was.
So William Humphreys is married to Krista, and she had a daughter named Jada, and we went to her shower. Alex and I went to her shower, and it was at Chris Humphreys' house, which is an amazing compound
Yep.
on Lake Minnetonka. Just beautiful. And I was sitting next to William's sister, whose
Right.
name was Pamela,
Yeah.
like my sister who died.
Yeah.
And she was a delight.
Oh, she was
and looked
fantastic.
so much like William.
Yeah, they have the same face.
They all
Yeah.
look so much
Yeah,
alike.
that is
It's
true.
unbelievable. And we had a very great time. She made the party like exceptionally
Yes,
fantastic.
she was
was
great.
really great. I introduced you to her briefly at the
Yeah,
party, but
yeah.
she was sitting in another room with some other family members. So anyway,
There was a big shot movie producer and director at the gathering too. You met him.
Yeah, but I don't know who
Big
he
shot.
was or what he did. I don't know. I
He
mean,
produces and directs
but was it
movies.
Vance or something? Vince Vance.
Vince Vance?
Vince
Yes,
Vance.
Vince Vance.
Vance
That's
Vance.
exactly what it is.
He seemed very nice. I don't know. I
He
did
was
not
great.
know anything about his career.
Well, he listens to the podcast, and he was a big
But
listener to
hello,
the morning
Vince
show.
Vance.
Vince Vance, text us.
You've really made an impression.
Text us with your name.
I'll have to ask Krista who that was too, because I had
So-
a couple questions. I was talking to a man who's probably 6'9". That's a
Oh,
tall
that
person.
guy was huge.
And I'm saving my little story for Sage. He doesn't know this because this guy had met, who's the Norwegian soccer player that everyone's madly in love with?
Oh, Erling Holland.
Holland. Yeah. He's like, he met him. So I
Mm.
wanted to tell
Oh, Sage is getting an Erling Holland jersey.
No.
Sage
There you go.
that I know somebody who knows somebody.
Erling Holland.
He'll be very impressed.
He will.
No, we have to mention William Humphreys and his family. William is a black man in America today, right? And the reason I mention that is,
He's also half Irish.
yeah,
he's
I don't know if he's
Irish?
half Irish.
Not half.
He's
I
got-
thought it was.
maybe he's half.
a touch of Irish. But the point is that I'm at the meeting, and by that time, there were like 50 people at the house. It got to be really busy. But there were about 50 people at the house. It was like 25 women and 25 men. A lot of people married to one another. And after about an hour, we're standing around, and the guy I just mentioned, I won't say his name again, he walks up to me and he goes, "Hey, Tom, did you notice something about this party?" I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, well, no, there's something about this party that kind of stands out. I said, what's that? He said, you're the only white guy here.
Well,
I
there weren't a
was.
lot. Baccarai Konati. Konati?
What?
That's the guy I was talking to.
Baccarai Kanati?
He
Oh, the
was
top
a
6'9".
University
Yeah.
of Minnesota
Yeah.
player. He was the nicest guy. We were talking
Well, they're
about.
all very nice people.
I was talking about. It's like, holy God, how do you just live being this tall? I mean,
Yeah.
It's got to be difficult.
because my brothers were 6'4", 6'5", and I
Yeah.
remember them having to duck through hallways and
mhm.
being in cars. They had their knees up to their chins, and and this guy was way taller
Oh, yeah.
than they. He might be the tallest guy I ever met.
Well, he's in that picture they took of me last year when
Yeah.
there's a little short whitey and then the guys
Yeah.
get taller.
You look like a little baby.
I look like a little baby
They were all
compared.
I mean, there were a lot of tall
Yeah.
guys there.
Yeah.
Well, William
Yep.
played for
University of
University
Minnesota.
of Minnesota football, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did. He was a football
But he
player.
has a lot of friends from that
Such a good
genre.
guy.
So
He's a
he's
really
got a
good
lot of
guy.
tall friends, man. Oof. But yeah, he was a
Um,
sweetheart of a guy. Baccarai.
Baccarat.
Yeah.
Baccarai.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
reminds me of a while back, the world's tallest woman met the world's shortest woman.
Yeah, she was over at Spaso. No,
Tallest,
she was a
shortest.
woman
lady.
about 6'5",
She was
6'6".
pawing Dad's pants.
When
You
it's
say,
time to
"Stop
go. He knows
talking."
when it's time to go.
Let me
He
PNG
asks-
if I
I don't know how he knows.
Fun.
So here's the world's tallest woman meeting the world's shortest woman.
They could see him pawn me.
What?
Oh,
Holy Hannah!
That is not a doll. That is a woman.
And that's a big. That woman. That the
well,
little.
she's
thing.
obviously got.
She has
That
some
giant-
sort of gigantism,
Yeah.
something,
Well,
something.
that
Let's see.
woman
So the
must-
tall one is 7 foot and 0.7 inches.
Wow.
And the short one is 2 foot 0.7 inches. So
Oh
they're
my
5
God.
feet in difference.
5 feet
she's
different.
wearing those have to be
Those have to be doll clothes.
doll clothes.
2
or
foot,
Baby
that's-
What else is
clothes?
she gonna wear?
Yeah.
Must be baby clothes.
Toddler
What?
clothes.
Yeah, 2 feet. I'm pretty. I think Colin might be 2 feet tall,
And he's
Yeah.
tiny.
and he is
Wow.
not. He is not large. Yes,
That's.
she
that's
must have to like
wild.
be in car seats. I don't know.
Oh,
It's-
I just can't imagine going through. I mean, I'm only a little tall, and it's a pain in the ass to be a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah, believe I'm 5'11", which isn't like absurdly tall. And
Yeah.
yeah, all the time I'm like hitting my head on things because
Yeah.
like they're just not made. Or like using gardening tools. They are not made for people over 5'6".
No,
I
everything-
No,
swear.
they're not.
Yeah,
I
everything
swear I
hurts
have to
your back.
hunch over to use the weed whacker, and it's like, come on, just make it a little bit longer, please. Quickly before we're done, if you want your dog to look like this,
Yep. Who wouldn't?
go to completedisaster.live, click on the Tom Barnard podcast banner, and then click on merch to get a little jackety thingy for your dog.
For
It's
your
more
puppy.
of a t-shirt.
I would. Yeah, I
It
mean,
is
it'd be
basically
a
a t-shirt.
lovely fall addition to their wardrobe.
There you go.
Yes.
Yep.
That is going to do it, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.